test out what's happening here. I really don't like to be late, and I always manage to be late, which is fucking frustrating. It's the
So what if you're like a few minutes late? Your
it's
fans can wait.
it's the it's the nigger inside.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right. About the PS5 Pro. Okay. Now
Hey,
we look.
I was watching Skill Up's video for Battlefield. That shit be chugging, man, on the latest hardware, man. Holy fuck.
That shit looks like it's mad. Like Jemiah, did you see how that game was running?
Elden Ring?
No, fucking Battlefield.
Oh yeah.
That
That
shit
shit
was
fucking be
terrible.
running really bad, man, on like the new fucking like graphics cards out there and shit, man. Holy fuck.
Well, the Grand Theft Auto edition is also fucked up too. On
Yo,
going
did you see
crazy.
that rain shit, yo? I was like, yo, what is that?
The what? Well,
The rain video that somebody had posted on Twitter, dude. That shit was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
it could be a glitch. I don't know. All I know is I do want to talk about that. Welcome to the PlayStation No Filter podcast. I almost fucked that one up. By the way, let me start over.
I didn't know you were going live. I didn't know you were live right now. Shit, my bad. I apologize. Fuck
No,
me.
no,
All right,
no,
let me
no,
go
no,
quiet.
no. I just got live, and probably not gonna be the longest shows either because it's missing some people. But that's fine. I should be able to handle this myself, I hope. But welcome to No Filter podcast. I am indebted to the two that are in here, Fatal and Jemiah. He's still loading right now, so he's booting up. That motherfucker just woke up. But we got some interesting things to talk about. I want to get right into it. Right the fuck into it, actually. And I wanted to start off by saying this. Okay, sorry about that. The biggest thing that I want to start off by saying, which is really irritating, I'll talk about this later on within this podcast. And I keep talking about fanboys, but it really pisses me off. I'm just gonna kind of do some real rap here and kind of talk about this shit. It's really fucking irritating. I want to definitely say. So, as you already know, Rockstar released a couple of days ago their definitive edition of Grand Theft Auto, and just a shit ton of people started to go out on a witch hunt because they were pissed off about Rockstar actually redoing the whole trilogy. And the amount of entitlement, the amount of crying, the amount of vitriol people have for a company. And I'm not, people would look at me and be like, oh, he's a Sony fanboy. This is not about fanboyism either. I am really disgusted with the canceling of the cancel culture of social media. It's like when someone jumps on something, they just go off. They just keep prying and poking and prying and poking and prying and poking. Don't give a fuck about any other's livelihood. Don't even care about no consideration at all. Me, 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 me. It should be like this. When you saw the GTA Definitive Edition trailer, you know damn well they showed you them fucked up NPC models. You saw that shit for yourself. So if you bought that fucking game, it shouldn't be a fucking surprise. It really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a surprise of what it looked like. They already showed you what the fucking game looked like. And all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of people talking about some false advertisement. I just saw, what was this nigga's name? Pyro from Twitter. Gotta be eating boxes and shit like that. Motherfucker talking about somebody should do a whole refund. For what? How many times did your fucking game crash? This is not a cyberpunk situation where that shit was completely unplayable on the consoles. Constant crashes. Your game crashed. How many fucking games did you have crash on your PS5 or 4? You didn't ask for a refund then for your own expectations. You pissed off. You sound like a bitch.
Well, time out though. Like you don't know how many times the game crashed on him, and if he wants a refund, he should get a refund. I mean, I don't see the problem
Be
with
that
that.
as it may, then go ask Sony directly. Why are you posting this shit on social media? Act like a whole fucking female. That shit's annoying.
That's how shit gets done though. Because like I had
No,
a problem with Amazon, and then I emailed them. They didn't do shit. I fucking tweeted them. Them niggas got on that shit ASAP.
this is
This is the
true, but that's
this
not
is the
what that nigga did. He didn't do that
yeah.
shit. He went instantly on social media. They should do this like Cyberpunk. The wide majority of people are not having that type of freezing issue, and we would have already known it because it would have been disseminated on the internets. Then people have this crazy, and I get you, Jemiah. Like definitely, if no, like I did the same thing with fucking Popeye's chicken. I went straight to fucking social media, albeit they didn't give a fuck, bitches. But
You
I
don't
did
have any
go there,
clout.
right? But the thing is, people are saying they should have fixed the bugs that's in the game. I don't want it fixed. How about that? I want the same exact old Grand Theft Auto experience I had in all its straightness. I don't want it controlling like the other Grand Theft Autos. I want it to control like the one that I fucking remember, but better looking. I can understand the fog too, but they're like, oh, they should have fixed the glitches. They should have fixed the car controls. The missions are based off of the fucking old physics. You'll break the game doing that shit. Ragdolls should have had that there. I definitely agree with them. And then I looked at the
Right there,
mods.
what you just said is spot on perfect, dude.
What?
Right there. The fucking a lot of those missions are tied to the way the game's fucking original physics are. Like I've already seen people post videos say, "Oh my god, this is so bad," but yet it's because the fucking physics are not interacting properly, man, with the new fucking shit. Like I just saw somebody fucking trying to like do that fucking lift where you had to pick up that box, San Andreas, right?
Mhm.
The forklift. Motherfucker tried doing that shit. As soon as he goes to place the fucking box down, motherfucker, the whole entire goddamn freaking carrying cart, what the fuck you want to call it there, man, spun out of control and flying up in the air halfway across the fucking map, dude.
But they forgot that the Grand Theft Auto back then was fucking buggy. Extra buggy. It's exactly the same way you remembered it. All the little bugs that I played, for the most part, are intact.
How do you think a lot of those Easter eggs were born, dude, man? A lot of them in like
What, you shouldn't be here and all this other stuff. You know what the funny thing is? These same motherfucking entitled people didn't say shit about fucking Skyrim. They didn't say a motherfucking thing about Skyrim, how fucked up it was out the gate when it came out back on PS3 and Xbox 360. Not a damn fucking thing.
Dude, the PS3 had that memory problem, dude.
It had the memory. No, everybody literally was like, oh, I was going to take it. What happened to people? What's crazy fucking entitlement? Play the fucking game.
Social media happened.
That's my biggest problem. You went directly on social media, you want to cry about it. You didn't even try to get a resolution. You just want to cry about the shit and want to jump on a bandwagon. I mean, look, I am a very critical man when it comes to every fucking thing for myself and everything around me. I'm very critical. Very critical. But this ain't it. I already knew what to expect when they showed the fucking trailer. I knew exactly what to expect. I just wanted to relive what I lived when I was younger, but better. You saying, oh, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas looks horrible and stuff like that. I don't think you know what the fucking models look like. They look like hot ass. That's what they look like. And they were cartoony. It was
but let's not like get it twisted, because I said, like, when the modders were modding this, they made it look better than what the remaster was, and then Rockstar sued them to stop it.
Yeah. You're right.
So
you're right.
I feel like this is Rockstar's fault for outsourcing this game instead of doing it themselves.
No, my grape. And who knows what the fuck they're doing behind the scenes. I don't know why they didn't do it themselves, but like because the undertaking is crazy. I want to check the stupid ass people that thought that the game was going to be a whole remake. Like a whole remake. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. And there are some aspects that are way better, especially textures are way better. Like the actual raw textures. Y'all sleep in the channel. No, I mean, just like we having a conversation, but the raw textures are way better than any of the fucking modifications as of now. I've checked them. Now the rain physics, it blows the fucking definitive edition out the water. But there are some things that are way better. But this entitlement, I mean, you don't like it, ain't your thing. It ain't what you thought it was, even though they showed the fucking thing. All right, fine. Move the fuck along. Like this witch hunt, and Jamar, you should be the main one. I know that you don't care. You be like, I don't give a fuck. I enjoy my games. But I mean, low key. The witch hunt that people did for Cyberpunk. You don't like it, move the fuck alone. Like people made it there. They woke up in the morning looking at the sales and looking at what CD Projekt Red was suffering with and retweeting that. And oh, this game sucks. Bitch, did you play it? No, but I saw a video. Shut your ass up. You don't even have the fucking game. Shut up. Be quiet.
I hate that.
I don't need to play the game. I just saw the videos. Like I had a like this dispute in the Discord. The PlayStation Culture Discord. I'm like, yo, you spread all this I swear to God, yo, I can't help it. And then we're gonna move on to the 3 topics. Look, I know this is counterintuitive to my whole core, essence. But some of y'all niggas don't need social media. Y'all reckless with that fucking tool. Reckless with it. Now, if these people, the Grove Street niggas, all get fired and closed, who's gonna feed their fucking shit? Oh, they lazy. Who gives a fuck about them? If they get closed, everybody want to sit there and white knight shit. But when it comes to me, if they all get fucking fired and don't have no jobs, who's gonna pay for their fucking families? Not that it matters to you, but the people don't realize the rippling effect that happens with your consistent, incessant bitching. For a fucking game, it runs way better than the original ones, and it looks better than the original ones. Mine is a few fucking things. But if that
I think Rockstar though is a victim of their own success. Like the bar is set so high that people expected more from this remaster, and then when they didn't really show any gameplay. Let's be honest, they did a Cyberpunk type of shit. They didn't really show a lot of gameplay. They showed a slick little 60-second trailer. You know what I mean? Which got people hyped. Like that shit was hot. That shit was hot. Like, so when people bought it, they expected a little bit more of a higher, fidelity to the game, which they didn't get. So I can see why some people are mad because they just expected more from Rockstar, and then Rockstar's gonna go fix the game. They're gonna do some shit to it, and then we're gonna be like, "Why wasn't it like this from the first place?" And that's the issue. You know what I mean?
I hope Rockstar goes in and change all of the heads of the pedestrians.
Like Rockstar should have
to the old one, the old pasty looking ones, 8-bit face. They go back.
Faces look way better than the new faces. Let's be honest. Like some of them faces,
some of them look better, some of them not. But I showed you in the PlayStation chat. Our shit was hit. A lot of.
But like I said though, they should have did a more of a fucking Borderlands type of fucking art style. That would have been more appropriate for Rockstar.
Somebody would have complained about that shit. Why is it a cartoon? That's so corny. People got mad for Demon Souls. That little fat dude. He don't look like he fits in with the shut your ass up.
Man, people are gonna complain, but like
I can get you complaining,
is warranted.
But you can complain in an adult fashion. Niggas is 40 years old, sound like bitches. 40 years old.
This is the internet, though.
Sounding like a whole bitch, yo. Wham the whole time. Like, you can say that. I really wish that Rockstar would have did better. They should have did better with their money. Like, I'm not gonna buy it, or I'll wait till the price drops. That's reasonable. Yo, what's going on, Kim? That's reasonable.
Right.
But this witch hunt, I wasn't even for the witch hunt when it came to Cyberpunk. Jemiah, you saw me. I never really quoted anything about Cyberpunk and what was going on. I no.
Yeah, I always told people like when Cyberpunk, I can only go off my own experiences. You know what I mean? Like I can't talk about the console version because I don't got that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people always thought, oh, you capping. Like cats could check my shit. I 100% that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
On Steam, like
I love that game. They can't take it away from you.
Like,
what they want to call you stupid? Well, you stupid for liking it. I bet your bitch is cheating on you right now when you know about it. How about that? You stupid.
Like I'm waiting. I was gonna buy the game regardless, but then they took up the PC store, so I can't even buy it. But I was waiting for the mods anyways. Like I was already saying from the jump, like the modders are gonna, if they allow them to mod it this time, the modders are gonna be the ones to fix this shit up. So
Yeah,
we'll
once they
see
do
what.
fix it up, dude, man, you'll see exactly what happened with the original one that came out on PC years ago, dude. When they started making online servers for fucking that shit, so you can like buy your own houses and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
mean
shit
they
was
go
nuts, dude, man. When it came to the
they're
PC
good with
version of
that one.
GTA San Andreas, man.
But now I got it out my system. I'm going to talk about the four subjects that we have here, right?
Let's
The
get
four
into it.
subjects, number three subject actually is PlayStation 2 versus PlayStation 5. The second subject is about PS5 Pro and its existence and why it's there for. And the third topic is that motherfuckers are on social media once again complaining about exclusives going to PC, that you're going to sell your PS5 because you just can't. I wanted to kind of talk about that. So
Oh, God.
let's begin with PS2 versus PS5 and what exactly that means. Now this could go 1,000 different ways, but I'm being very specific as to why I'm saying this. A PS2 sold 155 million units worldwide, the highest selling console of all time. My question is, what exclusive drove the sales of PS2? Jemiah, do you know?
Um, I don't really know, but I would say that back in those days, there were more exclusives by default that made the PS2 what it was. You know what I mean? Because most games were like most systems were newer at the time, so Sony had a fucking chokehold on the industry, and a lot of games only came out on PlayStation. But I couldn't tell you like I think GTA 3 was a big one of the biggest games that like did really like set the PS2 apart from other games for other
Mm-hmm.
systems though.
It did. And well, I will say, I think Vice City or 3, I know San Andreas eventually went to
Three
Xbox.
made PS2 fucking boom like a fucking wildfire, believe it, like a
It
wildfire,
was,
dude.
it
Because
was,
that shit was insane.
it was
Yeah, I
Onimusha.
remember.
That shit
Yeah.
was insane when that game
Hmm.
came out, dude. Man, like people, yeah, like that GTA set. But before GTA 3 came out, PS2 was technically the cheapest DVD player on the market, and that also was a big factor that generation too as well. As to why that system sold as well as it did,
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. Because remember, like fucking before Blu-ray became a fucking thing, because Blu-ray when Blu-ray came out, like that shit was hell of expensive.
The
PS3 was, we already know how that story went.
the Matrix was a system seller for PS3 and PS2. When
I
they
played
made
that shit
that,
on the
when they made that
fucking
for
GameCube.
DVD, a lot of people end up picking up the PS2 and the Matrix DVD. But my question is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yep.
You know your shit. I know you know your shit. The question is, right? Um, what PlayStation first party exclusive made that console sing and made it worthwhile?
Also, Gran Turismo
Goes
2 A
with Gran
spec
Turismo.
was
Yeah, Gran
fucking
Turismo.
ridiculous. Even I
Yeah,
was back in the day was into that shit.
yeah. Gran Turismo was that game that was fucking selling fucking like crack, bro.
And appropriately, and I think it came with some PS2s, but I think it sold about 15 million.
Yeah, about that 15,
Um,
16 around there. Yeah.
something I can't remember the numbers exactly. But was it just really that one game? Because
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
Remember, there was no Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty did come out on the PS2, but that was way late in the generation. I mean, minus the first game, I think that was on there, but that was not the Call of Duty that we know and love today.
They
Well,
they
shit on today, I should say.
they splintered from Medal of Honor.
Final
Yeah,
Fantasy 10 was
Medal
also
of
a
Honor's
big
been around
seller.
since the PS1 generation, though, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Medal of
yep.
Honor, like what was it there?
That's where it came. That's where it came
Not
from.
Rising Sun. Rising Sun wasn't that great, but the one before that, Breakthrough or something like that. The one that starts off in World War II when you're on the beach and shit. That shit was fucking fire on the PS2, bro.
Or what's it, Call of Duty? Not Call of Duty. For Honor.
No, it was Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor,
Yeah,
not
Medal
For
Honor.
Honor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that joke was fire.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Medal of Honor. Well, that was the old school Call of Duty. Then people up and left that shit and made fucking or moved over to Call of Duty.
So you
With their
guys
own
are
studio.
telling me that exclusives sell consoles, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
But I want to know, other than Gran Turismo, what other Sony first party exclusives?
Uh, excuse me, sorry.
Like I said, I couldn't tell you like a specific first party
God of
game
War, maybe.
like
What?
that came from Sony itself. But
SOCOM
like
did pretty well. SOCOM did like pretty well. I know that definitely helped out when the online shit
the
came out.
Getaway was pretty good.
Was that exclusive though? Or was that first party?
The
I
Getaway was
don't
first
know if it
party
was
for
first
sure. The
party.
Getaway was first party.
Was it first party?
Mm-hmm.
Did they own Team Soho back then?
Yeah.
Sure. I want to look
Mm-hmm.
into that.
It was a part of Team Soho. I mean, it was part of the London studios.
Oh, okay, there it is then.
But
But like I said though, Josh, like the PS2 was default exclusive to so many games because like
right,
the
part.
Dreamcast wasn't out yet and shit like that, right? The
Mhm.
Xbox wasn't out yet, so Sony had the chokehold on the industry, so games were just default by just because they're only on PlayStation at the time.
Yeah,
So
and Nintendo was still doing its own stupidity with the GameCube, but at the same
yeah,
time,
that when the
only their
GameCube
first
came
party
out, that
games were
shit was
selling.
ridiculous.
Yeah, and only fucking Nintendo's first party shit sold. The only other game that sold well on there was Resident Evil Remake
Even
and Resident
4.
Evil 4.
Yeah, that's what I say. That shit.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 actually sold incredibly well.
So why did I think that Nintendo had more first party exclusives because you had when it's PlayStation,
Ratchet and
Gran,
Clank, Jack and
Gran
Dax,
Turismo, Ratchet and
yeah,
Clank,
Jack and Daxter,
Jack and
Sly
Dexter,
Cooper,
Sly Cooper.
yeah. The SOCOM series,
SOCOM was huge.
yeah. God of War was pretty big there too as well. 1 and 2. Yeah.
God of
Yeah,
War
SOCOM
1 was
was my
okay.
shit.
What you say?
I said SOCOM was my shit.
Bro, like the first SOCOM got people into it because they needed an answer to Halo at the time.
Yeah, Haze on the PS3. Never forget that fucking game.
Also, Metal Gear Sons of Liberty. Sons of Liberty was a huge fucking game on
But there were
PS3.
also
that was a
great,
year exclusive. It went on PC and Xbox.
but that was another generation too as well, where Square Enix, whatever the fuck you want to call it, there midway through that generation, they actually had a lot of good shine there too as well. Kingdom Hearts spawned during that generation.
Yeah, but
Bouncer.
nobody remembers fucking Metal Gear on anything besides PlayStation. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, of course.
Whose fault is that? I can't help that. That's Konami, but it was on
Anytime when I hear
PC.
conversations, yeah, but that's the thing though. Every time I hear conversations about Metal Gear, I never hear about the PC version. I only ever hear about the PS1 version.
But
yeah,
I
nobody's
mentioned
talking
it.
about
you hear about the
They didn't do well either.
Oh, Twisted Metal Black came out. I mean,
yeah,
that was pretty
Metal
dope.
Black and that game was fucking phenomenal too as well. So
But I would say that the system sellers were God of War 2, because the first one wasn't a system seller.
Dynasty Warriors also spawned that generation too.
Yeah, but that wasn't exclusive. I would say that the exclusive. Well, I can't help it. I would say, what do you call that shit again? What the fuck? Gran Turismo was massive. Everybody played that shit.
Yeah, Gran Turismo was huge.
And then the other one, the Getaway, didn't do the numbers that they wanted. They spent a lot of money on that fucking game, and it didn't really return the money that they made or they put out for it. SOCOM, it was Gran Turismo and then SOCOM were the biggest things that they had.
You know a game I used to play all the time on PS2, Ring of Red? I fucking love that game.
I gotta look that up.
That's the type of shit that made me into a fucking PC nigga. Like that turn-based RTS type action.
It's weird the transition that we went through though when you think about it, right? Because like during the PS1 and PS2, or mainly the PS2, when you had like Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, and Sly Cooper being the 3 main mascots of that generation, I would call that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we shifted over to the PS3, Sly Cooper literally died on that console. Nobody gave a shit about the third installment, even though they were capping for it, but nobody wanted it. The fucking
I'm gonna get into it. I'm asking these questions. I'm leading right into it.
No, but that's why I'm bringing that up, because it just seems a little weird, like for the way the fan base is acting now, with the way Ratchet and Clank 2020 or whatever fucking. When did that come out? It was a couple months ago, wasn't it? Rift Apart.
Yeah,
August, come on, right? April or some shit.
Then this
April
year flew by, so it's almost a fucking year.
Yeah.
This shit, I don't even. Yeah. It feel like it came out a couple months ago.
Right. It just seems weird to me, like that. All those series, all those types of games, fucking literally died on the PS3 when Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War. Well, even God of War kind of died on that aspect before the rebirth of it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Ascensions was literally a massive letdown, and 3 wasn't really as loved as everybody had hoped it would have been. Fucking. But my point is, it just seems weird to me, like the fan base automatically now just randomly just were forced back into like how the PS2 generation went, like during the PS4 era, dude.
Well, that's my point, and I'm going to get into the point. The PS2 managed to sell 155 million units, and it had very little to do with their first party.
Yep.
They were exclusives, and this is one of the reasons why Microsoft was able to take all them fucking fans, because it was really the third-party games that really did it. So there's
Jackpot.
there was two pieces to this. One, there were third-party games that were multi-platform, but Sony had the exclusivity for a year, but no one gave a fuck. So that's another curious. That's a curious oddity in the matter. Then you look at GameCube, right? GameCube had more exclusives than any other console, and it only sold 20 million. So you look at that, and they had one of the best beloved games of all time, which is Resident Evil 4.
Yep, I see where you're going.
And I'm just curious as to people thinking that the PS5 is so indebted to the exclusives. Now, I think Kotaku made this real clickbaity thing, but it really called people out. You know, and it really shined a light on stupidity. Because there was a lot of people that were like, well, why did they make a click? I played it, and then everybody want to show their trophies. Nigga. But does it show in the top 10 for the year, though?
We're going by hours played, though?
No. We're going by, I don't know how they, the sales, actually. So the top 10 sales for the year on PlayStation was like 80% third party. 80. I think 70%, actually. It was 70%.
What's the actual article say, though? Like, because I didn't read it.
I didn't read it either, but it has something to do with that. That's what it had to do with. It was more along the line of
Ooh, I just had an epiphany, bro.
It was
I gotta read this shit now to see what they actually said.
Epiphany, but I'll wait.
That would be great. Go on, Fatal.
No, fuck it. That just got me thinking, dude. Like, you ever wonder why, like, a lot of the reasons why a lot of these first-party games are selling so well during the PS4 era, dude? Because you got to remember, man, when those consoles were flying off the shelf, literally winning NPD every month, a lot of the times when a new game dropped, it was bundled in. That was the main bundle that they had on the market for the longest time.
No, that's not
Uncharted
accurate.
4. No, hold on. Uncharted 4, right? That game, when it first came out at launch, didn't barely even fucking sell that well. It sold like, what, fucking 4 or 5 million or some shit like that, and then it just stopped. It stopped. When the Slim model came out, right, they released the Slim model bundled with Uncharted. That was the only bundle that you could technically buy at the time at the launch of that system. So when that motherfucker dropped, every single console that got sold afterwards from that bundle, from the Slim, that still counts as a sale towards that game as well. So that started that trend. And then when Horizon came out, Horizon's bundle did exceptionally well.
Horizon they didn't keep
a combination of both.
They didn't keep. I would say that Spider-Man did a lot of its numbers, or by itself.
Numbers, yeah, but a lot of people did buy that bundle.
And then there was a bundle, but you got to understand the bundle. They can only bundle a certain amount of consoles.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Usually it's about 1 million. Yeah. So even if it was bundled, only 1 million people got it via bundle. And you're talking about.
I know that's why.
I have to specify that it's not that simple. It's not like the bundles made half the fucking unit. It only did like maybe 5 to 10% of it at most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like there was also like those bundles that Sony came out that bundled like 3 games in the one package too as well. Like there was one that.
But
had,
again,
like,
even if you do 2 million.
No. But I'm just saying it adds to the sales of those games.
I know, but it's not half of it though. So where were you going?
I'm not saying half. I'm saying that like a lot of it, like there's a big part, like a decent size.
But it's not a big part, nor is it decent. If your game did 15 million and 1 million of those 15 was just the bundles, then
we don't know if those bundles were just separately.
We don't know the actual bundle count though.
Yeah, we don't know.
We do know on average.
But regardless if those consoles like selling or not, just like even if it was just the base one, whatever you want to call it, anytime when that bundle would sell, that's still a point towards that fucking game selling.
Yeah, but if they have 50 units or 50 bundles, I mean it's nothing. Even $1 million is nothing. And typically, when you do
I get what
bundles,
you're saying, Josh, but I'm not gonna discount Fato's point because I
I'm
don't
not.
have
No,
the
no, no.
actual numbers.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing
no,
it.
yeah.
The only
just,
thing
yeah,
the only
I'm
trick,
not 100% saying that is what it is, but I'm just saying, just in generality terms, like that's all I'm saying.
the only thing that I'm
I'm not
doing
saying it as a
is
fact.
the only thing that I'm doing is putting it into perspective. I'm not taking it away, but I do know that when companies make bundles, the bundles that they actually make are
Yeah.
what do you call it? It's like $1 million. It's only due for the
Oh
holidays.
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm not
So
arguing
like
with you on that. I agree
even
with
if
you on
people
that.
scooped it up, whatever the case is, it's not a large percentage of the total sales.
No, it's not a large percentage, man. Yeah, no, it's definitely not a large percentage. I'm just saying, it just
But it
adds to
does.
that number, though.
But what was your original point, Fatal?
No, I'm just saying, like,
Like
there's a lot of
where were
things
you?
that you got to take into an account. Like, how many people fucking like, and again, it doesn't matter because Sony already gets the money anyway, so it still makes the numbers look really, really
I
good,
know, but what
regardless
were
of
you
that point.
saying though?
What do you mean? What was I saying? I'm getting my point. I'm getting to that.
Quickly.
Fucking, all I'm saying is, like, what I'd like to know is, man, like, how many people fucking like who bought the PS4 bought multiple fucking PS4 consoles throughout that generation? Have you ever thought to yourself, like, how many bundles did you buy? Did you only buy one, or did you buy like a couple different ones?
You asked me personally.
Yeah. I don't know
I've
if you.
never in my life bought a bundle with
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
when it had
all
games
right,
in it.
cool. But I'm just curious, like, what that number would be, and that's like a number we'll never see. So I mean, it's kind of irrelevant to the point. But I'm just
No, but I
fascinated
know,
with
but Sony allowed for that to happen, whether they were getting the money, because it
that.
was a nice little, it's like saying fucking Astro's Playroom did 14 million. Like, no, they don't, nah. But
No.
but I
But
will say,
you know what console that would actually extract that number pretty hilariously though would be the 360 era. We fucking rendering of death. People fucking have to rebuy the console multiple times.
I knew it. I knew it back in the day. I was telling people that, and people didn't want to believe me because it wasn't that expensive, especially when it came down
No,
to
it wasn't, man.
199. People were like, well,
When
fuck it,
when the arcade bundle came out, that shit was like $200 flat. It was
right?
super cheap to get that console,
So
man.
like if
Because you
that
already had,
happened, people would
yeah,
just scoop that up and be like, well, fuck it, I'll just get this and keep it moving.
yeah.
But what I was gonna say, and this is coming to my point. Yeah, this is where you kind of saw where I was going with this. Sony, to answer your question, they'll do these bundles, and and then an off chance that people play like Uncharted, they'd be like, damn, this is really making my console sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No other game is making it. It looks like this shit. So people become fans
Oh
of
yeah, yeah.
of the game. So it did help. Yo, what's going on, Black? It did
What up,
help.
like?
But here's the point, and you adequately and intelligently saw where I was going with this shit. Who the hell is in here? Wait a minute.
What?
What's going on, Black?
What's good, fool?
Snap.
What's up, magnificent brother?
Did
I'm
you just
chilling,
say
man. I'm
that?
chilling. What's up with y'all boys, man? My bad. I
What
didn't mean
up?
to interrupt your thought, bro. Go keep going with what you're going,
He
nigga.
interrupted his own thoughts.
Jemiah, I cannot wait till I meet you, yo. I'm punch you dead in the fucking neck, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you back with one hand because you're so short.
All right. So here's the thing, right? Um, the point that I was trying to make, because I did this sneakily. I wanted to get all the little nuggets, all the things that I wanted to say about this shit. Why PlayStation fanboys, Pegasus ponies are acting like these exclusives really fucking mean something, and you didn't really purchase the vast majority of people are not purchasing the fucking exclusives. What's up with that?
It's funny because I only purchase exclusives on PlayStation. Like I'm the opposite of what these niggas do.
But I'm trying to figure out the breakdown of this shit. Black, I don't know how long you're staying in here, but I'm gonna ask you this: what's going on with that? Because Kotaku came up with a really flame baity, but it made a lot of sense though.
The Kotaku article is based off hours played, based off the PlayStation blog. That's what they're basing their whole thing on. They're not basing it off of sales or shit like that.
Well, then the top 10 for MPD, if I may. Let me see here. Black, what were you gonna say?
Now, when we looking at these numbers, right? Like we got to put things in perspective, right? Like so. Damn. So all right. So they saying that all right. So the majority of people don't buy these exclusives, right? But like the people who we socialize with, those are normally the people who are buying the exclusives. So we not the majority anymore, of course. Like those are like I can't even say it's only the hardcore games that are buying it, but the people who are in the fanboy war, the console war shit, those are the people buying the exclusives. I would imagine.
Mhm.
So we got to put notes to that. I think that's what it
but
is.
their argument is not who bought the games; it's who's playing the games. They're just going off of
No.
hours played.
My argument.
Okay,
Mine
but
is
so I'm
this.
saying because it will make sense that Fortnite's the number one fucking game played.
And here's the thing, but it's not that. Here's the thing that Spider-Man Ghost of Tsushima keeps selling. I mean, it has legs. The legs are sexy. More what's going on. It's nice. It's long. But
Certain games are built for repetitiveness, like for you to keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like like you said, the Spider-Man games. As much as people hate the one and done joints, like after you beat that game a couple of times, bro, you ain't really going back
unless you're
for more,
Jemiah.
for more. You know what I'm saying? But Jemiah, when he had a goal though, like you know what I'm saying, like Jemiah, do you see yourself going back there like every day now, playing that shit? He
No,
got other shit to play now.
I got the plat again, so I'm
Yeah,
pretty
so
much done with
he
it.
was really going out there for the plat. That's not saying that the game is bad. It's that he's
There's
finished
nothing
up
else.
all the.
It's nothing else to do in it.
Yeah, there's nothing else to really do, and then that's not a bad thing. Is like that's people like that experience, but it is what
I
it
plat
is.
Miles pretty much on the first run. Like I didn't even have to really. I don't think I had to. I had to go back and get that extra suit. I think maybe, but I beat Miles and plat that shit. Like I beat Ghost of Tsushima in one run and plat that shit at the end of the game. Like I didn't have to go play it
Can you
again. You
do
know
that?
what I mean?
They don't have like a trophy where you have to go and do it again.
No, they don't
Okay,
have. Ghost doesn't have one of those.
Then it's me. Just I don't feel like looking for it. Well, I do feel like it, but I want to find it myself. Here's the top 10 NPDs for the year from what I can see here. The first one is Far Cry. The
Year to
second,
date?
huh? I don't think it's year to date. October. Sorry. Wait.
Okay.
Top 20 October. Okay.
They released the year to date though. You know that, right?
I did see that. But before I go to the year to date thing, I just want to make a distinction. Actually, that's. Let me see here. 2021 year to date. Okay, so it says here. See, everything's keep pulling up. Where did you find it at?
I'm looking at MPD, the actual site. Let's go to MPD. See, this is how big this shit got because of console wars. Now MPD has his own website.
That's fucking crazy.
Because niggas like us keep looking at
I
this
did
shit.
not know that, bro. That's crazy.
Because I want to make a point and then I'll move on to the next thing because I'm getting the ponies and it's getting on my nerves. MPD 2021 year to date. MPD. Okay, so I'm at the website here. Let me see here. They said top 10 video games.
Yeah, you scroll down.
All right, so scroll down.
It's the next one.
They say October 21. Year to date. Okay. Here we go. All right. So we know you're not going to beat Call of Duty. So that's irrational for me to say that, right? Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War is number one. The second one is Madden. I'm surprised Madden is still fucking selling. I'm under the impression
niggas in the hood love Madden.
I'm surprised. I thought it was replaced by 2K though. That's my thing. I didn't. Well, whatever.
They got rid of 2K though. There's no football 2K. Yeah.
Do we mean they got rid of 2K?
After 2K5, there is no more football 2K games. They're all gone.
No, not football. I'm talking about basketball. I thought it was replaced. The basketball sports. I thought they were going to get rid of
basketball.
NBA 2K replaced Live because Live was trash. Yeah. Live used to be good though.
Garbage.
Okay. Madden is number 2. Surprisingly, number 3 is MLB, which I assume because it's multi-platform.
What did I tell niggas when niggas was yelling at me and shit? When I said thrash, I said bet me money that shit don't fucking go crazy gangbusters. Niggas ran me out of the round table for that.
You got it.
Nice. Flowers, nigga.
Yeah, you right though. And to be honest with you, if I were you, Jemiah, I would every chance I get, I would have brought that shit up. Because I'm petty like that. Resident Evil Village.
Which game was that he predicted?
MLB. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna drop it." Even I said that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Sony was gonna drop it out of pettiness, but they want money. So it came apparent to me over time, and it didn't take that long for me to figure it out either that they were going to do that shit. But regardless of the matter, MLB. Fourth place is what do you call it? Resident Evil Village.
That was only because that lady Dimitris fucking
Man,
and
it
all
don't
the
matter,
goddamn
yo.
mods.
It don't matter. She
Like,
brought all the milk to the yo. She brought all the boys to the
yeah, what I'm
yard,
saying
yo.
is though, when niggas started making all those mods and shit, and they went crazy on PC, that's when Capcom was like, "We're gonna focus on PC" because these saw the market. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh shit, these niggas buy games for these mods. Let's do that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's another topic for another day, yo. Cause there could be a market. I'm just saying, especially with that fucking Grand Theft Auto. Anyway, number 5 is Super Mario 3D World. Number 6 is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Number 7 is Mario Kart 8. Number 8 is Far Cry 6. It just came out. Number 9 is Minecraft, obviously, because it's on everything under the sun, including phones. And number 10 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And to be honest with you, Ubisoft is killing this shit. Really, really low key, low key, low key, low key. So out of all of this, two games is Sony exclusives. I thought that they were so precious and so important that it's gangbusters. That's what I thought. Even if you look at PlayStation's direct fucking website and newsletter, most of it is third party. Ponies be running with this shit, yo, acting like it is that important that, I brought up PS2 for a reason. I know it was long-winded, but I had to draw it out. You had to get the story from them young niggas. PS2 didn't operate off of first party exclusives. It just didn't. And it sold 155 million. I'm gonna tell you right now, for the people that's crying about the PC shit, which we'll talk about later. Yeah, no. It's I'm gonna
Well,
tell you
I
right now.
would say we're also, like I said, we're living in different times because the PS2 was the de facto exclusive box for a lot of games. Like, you know what I mean? So it kind of made it like seem like it didn't matter if they're first party or not. The exclusive still sold the console and overall. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you had an identity if you played the PlayStation 2. Like certain games are just only on there. Like, so like it was just like that identity. Like, yo, you want
But
great games,
but
third
I'm
party or
aware of
otherwise.
this. I'm aware of this, but I'm talking specifically for the fanboys that act like it's so pristine and it's just so important and you can't live without it. You're missing out. Why would you devalue the console by putting this here and there? It was always third party.
But
It was
but also a lot of these newer PlayStation fans only came in like the tail end of PS3, so they
Aren't
don't
they
even
mad?
like.
Yo, aren't they mad annoying though? Aren't they mad annoying? Like when fucking console players jump and buy a fucking PC, all of a sudden they PC gamers, quote unquote. Isn't it kind of annoying to you a little bit?
A little bit. What I'm saying is though is like they came into from the end of PS3 into a exclusive led era of gaming. That's when exclusives became really really crazy in the console war went off kilter during the PS3. During the end of the PS3 360 era into the PS4 Xbox One era. That's when like people became so tribal. That's when the exclusives really became a thing. Like during the PS2 era, we were just enjoying games and shit. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't
It
like
really
the
was.
internet and social media and Twitter. You know what I mean? It
Eh,
wasn't out there for people to be acting crazy as shit.
it created like rabid fans, and I'm gonna ask you, Fader, before we move on to our next topic here, and I think Jemiah is gonna be. I have a lot of questions to ask you about the second subject. Um, it's funny that you say that because when Xbox was out there, the original Xbox, I didn't really care about it. I didn't think it was like a competition. I just thought it was another
Bro, the
console doing its
original
own thing.
Xbox was so fucking fire, bro. Like they had so
Yeah,
many games, nice little Old
yeah.
Republic, like Jade Empire, like
Morrowind and
fucking Mass
shit.
Effect,
Yeah,
Morrowind,
yeah.
Halo.
Mass Effect was
And then
360. Calm down.
that thing where they had where you can play your own your own music in the background. I used to play Need for Speed and be banging Desert Storm, DJ Clue, Desert Storm in the background and shit. Like that system
You
was
can rip
so
the
ahead of its
songs,
time,
man.
bro.
The console actually allowed you to take like your soundtrack CDs or your CDs in general and rip the songs onto the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Then
could
you
have
had
them, like,
custom
playing in the
soundtracks for
background. Yeah,
games.
it was
That
fucking
shit was
crazy,
fire,
dude.
bro.
Yeah. Xbox was it was new for the time. Yeah, that's why I didn't do too hot, man. But it had some fucking bangers, bro.
Yeah, like
Halo included, man. But I mean, you had
Fable,
PGR on there.
like fuck.
Like PGR is the new Forza Horizon. That's the new PGR now.
Peter, what you guys say about all this before we move on to the next topic?
What do I got to say about it? Fucking
Mhm.
dude, I've been fucking saying this shit for the longest time, dude. I don't know why people get so heavily now on exclusives, man, when that didn't mean anything back then.
It was just it defined hard. It means exclusives do matter.
Now they do now.
No, they have always mattered. Even when you looked at Sega, the thing is, that's not what I'm trying to dispute. What I am trying to dispute is how important the exclusives are and time exclusives for the PS5. That's what I'm trying to say. Like those
Yeah,
particular
but at the
exclusives.
same time, you also got to remember too as well. Like, there's only really been ever one company that's ever actually been for exclusives, and that being Nintendo.
And Sega.
And Sega had, sometimes, but nothing like in the realm of what Nintendo was pulling, dude. Like, even today, like 90% of fucking Nintendo's first party IPs is fucking outselling every fucking third party game that's on that platform.
That's
just how
not
it is.
anything new though. They've always been like that.
That's my point, though. That's my point. Like, even back then, like when we were going through that phase, like what we were talking about earlier, like PS2, where we didn't give a shit about exclusives because Nintendo was the only one that did it. That was it.
Right.
Now, fucking Sony managed to come up with a way, build this structure, especially last generation, where they started fucking making games that were appealing to a different audience, man, that wanted those narrative focused experiences.
Right.
Because when they played Uncharted, when they played Last of Us, dude, they were fucking blown away because Resistance didn't do it. Killzone definitely didn't do it.
Killzone they had his place. It's just that when people played with it,
I know I harp on Killzone a lot, dude.
No,
Killzone
2, Killzone 2 had its place. The thing is, Call of Duty came out and played a lot snappier than Killzone. I mean, there were two different games, but people wanted the easy street, which is quite typical as of now. Yeah. But we're gonna move on to the next topic, just to
Before you switch it up, bro, y'all don't feel like kind of like the whole part of the exclusiveness was due to competition, because like each one of them, they had to bring something different to differentiate themselves from their competition. So I feel like when we stop getting those exclusives, that's because some of these companies are kind of giving in. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that smoke anymore.
Well, I think exclusives give the company or the brand a certain identity. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Xbox lost its identity. Like, they used to be the shooter box, but now used to be the shooter box, Western RPG box, but now third party does it better than them. So they don't have that identity anymore. You know what I mean? Because like Call of Duty and Battlefield just pretty much took over. Then Fortnite and Apex Legends pretty much took over and Destiny took over the shooter genre from Microsoft. You know what I mean? There's no more like you got to have an Xbox to play this game, like Gears or Halo or whatever fucking shooter you had on there. Now it's just like third party does that better than you. Then Western RPGs, third party does that better than you. You know, BioWare, they could have had BioWare, but they didn't get them, so they let EA slip through the cracks. Fucking other fucking third party games, Western RPGs like CDPR did The Witcher. So like Xbox lost their entire identity, and like Fado said, PlayStation solidified their identity by doing third person narrative type of games like that. So that's where Xbox slipped up, and that's why their exclusives are hitting the same, because they don't have a real identity to what they're trying to do right now.
Yeah, it's like
how slip up on first party. Go ahead, Fado.
Like, I was just gonna say, like, I'll give you an example. Like, let's say if Age of Empires 4 did come to consoles, who on the PlayStation side, right? If that was a multi-platform game, right? If Sony were to come out with a game like that, nobody's playing that shit on the PlayStation side. No one will play that shit on the PlayStation side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, I keep telling people, man, like, I'm glad that Xbox is doing what they're going to be doing now with their first party, because they're giving me genres that I want to play. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas I know I'm never going to get that on Sony side, which is fine, because they do better things with narrative-driven content. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to continue doing that. But at the same time, don't push away from being unique. And Returnal is a good example of that.
What were you
You know what I
saying,
mean? Where
Black?
they took that risk.
No, I'm saying that they didn't only slip up on first party; they slipped up on third party too. They stopped getting those deals that was giving them the third party deals,
well,
and they of course they had their reason or whatever, but that was a that was a driving factor as well. People don't only buy those consoles because of the first party
oh yeah,
exclusive.
no, of course you don't.
It's
Because
because of those
Xbox
deals they
360
make with the
for that.
third party, second party, or whatever too.
Yeah,
Right.
Xbox 360 is a prime example of that. That's where like Call of Duty blew the fuck up, and people were buying COD every fucking year and buying Xboxes for COD. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
kind of shit.
crazy. It's crazy that they make like the third party is. It's weird because Sony is probably trying to create like a hybrid version of exclusivity. To me, that's what I say.
Ooh,
It's
fascinating.
exclusive, but there's only time. I think they're going to focus on time exclusives. Is what I believe that they're going to end up doing. Not because, well, to give value to its console. I don't think that the day and day situation is probably going to work out well for them unless it's some sort of multiplayer thing where it would work. Um, but I don't think they're doing it for fans. I just think that it just gives value for their consoles. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do in the future. It's hard to kind of figure it out, but I figured when you compare PS2, yes, it's a different time. I get it, and that's very valid. But when you compare PS2, shit, the same type of trends are happening now, or similar trends are happening now, like they happened in PS2. Most of the games that are selling, even on per console, are third party. Even with all the quality that Sony is churning out, most niggas is not picking up fucking the games that they're making out. It's getting better over time. You know what I mean? But it's not. They're not up and up with everybody else. You know.
Yeah, like
But
even like God of War, for example, right? Even that was like 2018 and shit. That when that beast dropped, and it took over a year to make a little over 10 million.
No.
It took a while to get there.
Well, let me say this, because Call of Duty, they're so front loaded. They don't just keep selling and selling and selling and selling. They'll do like 20 million, I believe, per.
Yeah,
I think
it
it is
stops,
20
yeah.
million per. No, it's not. No, it's not, because I think it's 20 million for the consoles, or maybe 30 million, and then whatever on the PC, and then it just stops. They'll get all that within the first like 3 months, and then they'll make another one, and it'll still happen. All this stuff that you see on social media about people being outraged about like laser sights being $2 or whatever the case is, you should certainly keep buying that fucking shit over and over, don't you? It's just funny. But going back to what you were saying, Black, you're saying that it devalues the platform, or no, it's not devalues the platform, but it takes away from um the uniqueness and competition. I should say the competition. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, it's not like it was a part of the competition before. That was the with how they differentiated themselves from each other. So it wasn't that competition. I mean that the exclusives didn't matter back then. It was that you had to have everything because you wanted to play everything back then. Because there was a reason to have everything back then.
Right.
But it's not so much the case anymore. You really don't need everything anymore.
Right.
as far as Josh talking about that time exclusive shit, you notice how it's easy to keep shit. Nintendo doesn't count because they can't run most of these games, but it's easy for Sony to keep things away and get that time exclusives because it's not going to Xbox. That's the only other option. But all the games are magically always going to PC at the same time, like Forspoken. You know what I mean? Like all these games are like
what you mean? Like it's gonna be
PlayStation
day?
PC exclusive.
It's gonna be day and date with PC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Forspoken, for instance, like you said.
the third party deals that they're making, they're getting console exclusivity, but they're not getting platform exclusivity anymore. You know what I mean? Like the developers are saying we gonna put the shit on PC no matter what. You know what I mean? So like, there's no more of like I don't foresee any real like more Final Fantasy VII remake deals in the future. Like, it's gonna go to PC or at least another platform besides
Day and date.
PlayStation. Like it just won't be Xbox.
They'll just have the platform exclusivity, which it's
Console
it's
exclusivity.
it's weird because it's like a weird hybrid version of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it is kind of exclusive, but it really isn't. Because eventually, but you go back to PS2 and when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, um, Well, Final Fantasy VII remake isn't on PC yet because probably that's what it was before. I didn't know Forspoken was actually day and date on PC. I thought it
Yeah.
was. I thought they were gonna. I gotta check that. Some don't jive well with that.
What do
Oh
you
yeah,
mean?
that's right. It did say they're like developing it for the PlayStation 5. And is it day and date? Yeah,
It's
that
day and
because
date. It's like
I remember they
There's
might
even
have
an
changed up the
Xbox
messaging
fucking
later.
page
I
up for that
remember
game right
me and
now.
Sick almost had a drag out fight about made for the PlayStation 5 and all this dumb shit. And I was
Right.
telling niggas that it's going to PC. And like, it was like, but then like the Unreal demo, you can't do that traversal on PC. I'm like, bro, they made that shit on PC. Like, niggas
Niggas
was
are
trying
saying
to
that shit.
shout me out of the goddamn building. But here we are, Forspoken on PC with that cool PS5 only traversal that niggas can't do because of the SSD IO and all this
You
shit.
know what?
But
Yeah,
here,
And
there's even an Xbox page
I
for
am
it right now,
so
dude,
glad
on
Metal
their
Gear Solid
website
was a
too.
year. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And you may be right. But what do you think is going to happen to PlayStation's first party exclusives? Do you think it's going to be day and date or no?
I don't think they will because, like I said, I don't think Sony is gonna As like I said, they will only do it if they don't have to sacrifice quality. That's my belief in what Sony's doing. If they're gonna do day and date, it
Okay.
just wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean?
You're right. I just checked it. It is definitely day and date.
Unless Nixes, say they come out with like say they're coming out with Infamous 3, right? And they have Nixes work alongside of Sucker Punch the whole entire time, basically having the port ready to go at launch. You know what I mean?
Which
So
I can see them doing.
that could be a big thing right there because
Yeah,
they
I
buy
can
a lot
see
of
them
support
doing that.
studios to make so they can make the games in like co-development pretty much, and then just do the PC version by through Nixes and then do a day and date that way.
Yeah, and think of it like this too as well, Josh. Why would they buy a company just to have to sit there and wait for a project to get dropped on their lap?
They have a lot of
They're designed for
games.
port.
They have a lot of games to port though. So
Well,
Yeah,
that's
they
what I'm
do.
saying. That's
Yeah,
going to keep them busy until they're fucking, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I think that, like, Horizon Forbidden West is a prime example of what Jemai just said. I think that game is also being fucking worked on during the same development time as the PS5 version. The PS5 version is going to be the main focus, but the Nix's company is making the PC version. So if the PC version gets fucked up, they don't have to worry about the PS5 stuff
but
and quality for it.
but that's the thing that's funny though. It's funny because it highlights the difference between console players and PC players.
Of
It
course
really
it does.
does.
Of course it does, but it also gives the console player something to gloat
And
about.
you know what I want to contest, Jemiah, is to you. Every time I look at the numbers for third party console games and PC games, I don't really see growth in the PC market. Not
what are you
anything
talking
like
about?
significant.
Oh, God.
Like like
I keep seeing like when they do their annual reports, it'd be like
it
tw-
fluctuates based on the game, but like I think last year or 2019 or 2020, PC overtook the console market at one point. So like
in what way?
we an overall revenue.
Oh, revenue. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I'm not
So
talking about overall because there's a lot of things, layers. I'm talking about like a
but
specific company.
that's what only matters though. Like
Oh, no, no, no,
only thing that
no.
matters is money.
No, because again, in terms of, and you're right, it does matter, but context. They could have released something that was, something like a Fortnite type thing where people had to buy things and up the revenue in that case. I mean, free to play games
I
or whatever the
agree. I
case is.
agree with you.
But I'm talking
It's a
about per.
bullshit thing. But what I'm
But
saying is, it's like companies like Ubisoft and Capcom, and I think another company, they wouldn't say that their focus is going on PC. Like they wouldn't say that if there wasn't a reason. You
oh
feel
no,
me?
I know. But what I'm saying is, I think they're projecting. But what I'm looking at every year, they are. If I'm looking at it, it doesn't. It does. It's like 20-25%, and it's consistent for the last 2 years as a per company.
What do we look? What do we want to? What's the metric you want to go off of? So I can Google it right now.
So look at Ubisoft's um, slice per what do you call it, per platform, cell phones, PC, and consoles.
We'll do we'll do 2020. Let me see.
It's just an observation, and then we can move on to the next topic.
Interesting observation.
I know where they're getting the money from, and it's not the typical console games. Is what I'm saying. It's something else that creates that the reason why PC grows every year. Something else is causing that growth.
I don't see the platform sales
dumbasses.
though. Okay, breakdown by platform.
It's crazy. It's crazy that
I better look
Microsoft is
too.
actually doing.
And 2016
I thought they
PC
were.
had 14%. 2017 they got 18%. 2018 18%. 2019 26%. 2020 26%. And 2021 it was 23%.
So it's either slowing that. Well, it grew and then it's slowing down. Who knows what's causing that slowdown? But around
Like I
20%,
said,
it is
it
growing. You
depends
know,
on the games you drop.
I will say this: it is growing. How and why? That's still, you know, we need to see more because I'm not sure I'm not sure what's going on because every time they say they release the Call of Duty or something like that, it's usually the same percentages or something very similar.
But
If it's
if you
growing,
look
it's
at
growing slow.
PlayStation's growth, it went from 42 in 2016 to 41 in 2017, back to 42 in 2018, down to 36 in 2019, down to 30% in 2020, and then back to 33% in 2021. So PlayStation is losing the market share for Ubisoft games. Like, and also Xbox is 26, 27, 23, 20, 16 in 2020, damn.
I
And then
think
21 in 2020.
it's because of the
So
launch of the consoles that kind of slowed it down, if anything.
I think if
But it's
Valhalla was a better, Valhalla is RCC. Valhalla still one of the top 10 in year to date. But if that game wasn't so fucking shitty launched on PC, I think the PC sales would have been bigger. You know what I mean?
and I'll talk to you off air on that one too. Because I'm thinking to myself like, because I think that's what Sony and all these other people are doing. They're trying to crack that code of what's going to make it. And I think a lot of the times, I think Sony started the trend of making like high caliber games and stuff like that, but then have another supplemental thing in the background that's making more of the money. We'll see. I mean, you're right. It is growing for sure. This is going to be a very interesting generation. Absolutely. Moving on to what you were saying before about Forspoken, and it's what was it? It's fast loading and shit like that. Let's talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm gonna start with Magnificent Black since he was quiet in the background. Do you believe that will happen?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, for sure.
Why?
It's room for it, you know. If I don't know, man. I don't know. The chip shortage kind of makes me question this shit. I don't. It's kind of. I feel like in the most opportunity, like they would want to do it again, but because of the chip shortage, there might be a deal where it's like it might not be beneficial to them to try to do something like that because of the chip shortage. So I don't know. I'm a little split on it, really. But
I'm.
if they drop it, I'm copping that shit.
I
At
will
the end of
say.
the day.
I will say. So am I. So am I. I will say this though. I will say this. Um. Usually, when you have something being produced in mass, right? You kind of have reduction of the parts. It costs less when you do things in bulk. So the way that they and I was telling this to Jemiah, and I wish I kind of didn't tell him this because now the conversation is getting dried up on my end.
About to get
But
heated.
but when Sony created the PlayStation 5, its philosophy was cost savings. They didn't want to use that many like what do you call it, semiconductors and transistors. They didn't want to do that much of that. So what they ended up doing is working on speed over complexity. So even if they do make a PlayStation 5 Pro, it ain't gonna cost them as much as what Microsoft would pay because they went wide instead of high in terms of how how they created the things. It's bad enough that you can't feed all 52 CUs in general in the current state. You know what I mean? I don't know why they decided to. I think they decided to do that particular um, creation because of servers and stuff like that. So they're going to get their money regardless on that end. Um, but in terms of the PS5 Pro, what would be its purpose? I would say, yeah. What would be its purpose?
Yeah, so that was the question I was gonna ask you. So if they're gonna, based on what you said, like what would they improve? What would be the pro?
They can add logic to allow for deep learning super sampling, their own variant. You know what
So
I'm saying?
of course they're gonna have some type of improved, CPU, GPU, whatever the fuck they call that
Right. That's
No,
shit.
gonna
for them to do
Just
that
all
though,
in one
they would
chip.
have to go through AMD though. It's not like Sony's just gonna be like, we're gonna
Yeah,
add in these
facts.
fucking just processors
Oh no,
alongside the
no, I'm
AMD
aware. No,
shit.
no, that's
Yeah,
supposed to be
facts.
already. That's supposed to be already known, since we're not dumb to technology and stuff.
I don't think
Sony's
AMD is doing a hardware based like deep learning like that. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Like AMD's just not doing that type of
but
thing. So that's
if you
why I find
go
it weird that people keep trying to say that.
if you go back to Mark Cerny, and if you go to a couple of the you watch the shit, but some of the things that Mark Cerny said,
Collaboration though.
they have this collaboration going on that could help them. In terms of, there are some things that Sony proposed when they made this chip that is helping them out anyway. In general, some of the people that was creating the cell also went over to AMD in general. So like, let me read the comments here. RAM prices were probably was probably why they chose the IO and SSL,
Jemiah.
and that's right. Um, that's yeah. That's I yo, you hit the nail on the head, double shooter. He totally hit the nail on the head. So that being said, I
Yeah, I
would.
wanna know. I wanna know why Fatal laughing, dog.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm saying. Who's
He be
being
having them
I'm
punky?
inside
sorry.
jokes over there, bro.
I'm sorry, dude, man. I just the idea of like Jemiah. You know what this reminds me of, bro?
Hmm.
Motherfuckers out here like magnificent fucking Josh be like, oh man, I can't wait for the fucking pro. These motherfuckers are PC dummies and goddamn training diapers, bro. Oh my god, buying these fucking mid-gen refreshes, dude, man. Don't they hate that shit about PC guys having to buy upgrades and shit?
And
Look
then
at
here
y'all.
you, and
Look
then
at
here we,
y'all.
I
and
don't
then
mind
here
buying
we,
that shit. I got a PC
and
with a
then
3070
here we
in it.
go again with the
I did
generalizations.
the
You
upgrade
see,
myself.
Fatal, you seem to live in Twitter, man. That's the problem with you.
Hey, listen, dude. Listen, I'm just messing around, dude. I'm just
Again,
having some
even
fun.
no,
Fuck you.
but since you want to derail
Fuck
the
you.
conversation, let's go there. Let's go there.
I'm not derailing it.
No, 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 no. You already did it. You already did it. You spilled the
Well,
milk.
fine, but I'm
No,
just
no, no.
popping
You spilled
shots.
that
That's all
milk.
I'm saying.
That milk already spilled. In general,
That's why it's good to buy bags, bitch. You don't gotta worry about fucking spillages.
the net of all of this is that it's a cheaper box.
Yeah, I know it is. I know it is, man.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree with you on
I
that. Jesus.
have never said off or online that I didn't want to deal with, like the only thing I say is that the drivers and shit like that. I don't want to deal with that.
No,
I
that's
just want
fine.
to turn it
That's what
on.
I said. That's what I said. PC fucking
And
dummies
let's get this
and
straight.
training
And let's get
diapers.
this straight. Let's get this straight too.
Want to be PC dummies and training diapers. There you go.
Well, let's get this straight too. Not necessarily, no, because again, they don't get the PC experience. They can't mod shit. This is
Let's be
different.
honest.
Oh,
It's a
that's
A
different
what
lot,
you mean.
situation.
a lot of PC players don't upgrade all the time. It's just only like enthusiast type of niggas,
It's a
like gold
very
chain
small
gamers.
percentage. It's a very small percentage of people. That's a expensive fucking hobby. You really want to take it there
Yeah, man.
for little gains, but like
It
in
was a
general,
joke, Josh.
I
Joke.
I'm going to ruin your joke. That's what I'm trying to do. If you didn't know
Man,
that,
why you gotta ruin the joke, man? It was just meant as a joke. You don't ruin people's jokes.
nope,
That's
I'm
just
ruining it.
idiot.
That
I'm
shit hurt.
ruining his
That shit
joke.
hurt. That's why,
That's
Fiddle. You hurt.
No, no,
That
no,
shit hurt
It
my
hurt.
no.
feelings.
You shouldn't have opened it up. I'm going to ruin that joke. You know why? Because you ain't putting no words
So
in my
now it
damn
makes
mouth.
sense. Josh and his feelings, bro.
No. The point of the consoles,
Man.
in general. No, I like the dialogue, but the point of the consoles and stuff like that. People,
I know. Jesus
if they
Christ.
don't want to buy a PC or deal with anything like crazy, you know what I'm saying? I asked Devil Shooter this too, which was kind of funny. He went into my streams one time as I was playing a game. The question I asked him, oh yeah, I have to answer Black's question. What would the purpose of the console be? Um, Honestly, like, you get all the bells and whistles or most of the bells and whistles without buying a whole ass PC or GPU or fucking with the it's just a simpler experience. You know what I'm saying? But you get maximum benefits. I think Sony had a roadmap and they had to Sony and Microsoft had to introduce because I think ultimately they always wanted to have like a um they always wanted to have a kind of like pre-built box. Remember when Steam tried to do that shit and it didn't work out for them?
So in other words, you're beta testing the PS5 right now. Awesome.
PS5 Pro, you mean?
No, I'm just saying in general. Because when the PS5 Pro drops and the slim model drops, man, they'll have all that shit ironed out, all the problems ironed out and shit.
No,
Right?
well, it's nothing wrong. When I bought the Pro, the PS4 Pro, there was nothing wrong with my PS4, and there was nothing wrong with the Pro. I wanted the PS4
Josh.
Pro, but here's the thing: I
Terrible launch.
I was never going to get the PS4 Pro. That's the funny thing. What made me get the PS4 Pro is how loud my PS4 was and the hard drive.
Yeah, mine died.
It cost a lot. The hard drive didn't die. But if it was going to cost me at the time $200, I was like, might as well just get the fucking PlayStation Pro. If it was going to do all that, I'll trade this bitch in for $200, and then I'll just the other $200 I'll put to the PS4 Pro, and that's how I got my PS4 Pro. And it was quieter,
bro.
and it was stronger. But in terms of what would it be, I think, like I said before, is that I think Sony probably gave up on this because originally their plan was to slow down people moving to PC. And that didn't really help. But I do feel like they can capitalize on the hardware and get money that way and keep the idea of console fresh in people's head. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep that whole thing going, to keep to stimulate the industry, the console industry.
Big words.
So that's how I look at it. Also, anything that they learn to do in the PlayStation 5 Pro will automatically go to the PS6. Just like a lot of the things that they did with the PS4 Pro transition.
I think so. I think so. Like I said, like I told you before, Josh, Sony and Xbox got a good jump on because of the whole pandemic. Sony and Xbox got a great jump on the PC market, but about time they want to make the PS5 or Pro, they'll have DDR5 out, and that shit would probably be like 500 for 32 gigs. You know what I mean? That should probably be more expensive than the actual fucking console itself. So I don't think they're gonna jump over and use DDR5. They probably won't also switch over to PCIe 5.0 either with the Pro update. You know what I mean? So what would be the point of doing that when the next gen of PC technology is just about to come out next year? Like, because like there's a big gap because Intel, like I said, never released any chip for PCIe 4.0. It's all 3.0 chips. That's why when you have an NVIDIA card and you have an Intel motherboard, you're basically going through PCI 3.0 by default because there's no way to go 4.0. There's a new motherboard that came out later on, but you're still using the same old fucking CPUs. You get what I'm saying? So PC's about to make a dramatic leap that y'all not ready for. And for Sony to try to make a Pro to squeeze into that, I think Sony would be better off waiting 5 years and just coming up with the PS6 and utilizing all that new technology that's on the forefront. Because by the time the Pro comes out and the PS6 comes out, we'll be on PCIe 6.0. We'll be on DDR6. We'll be, you know what I'm saying? Like PCs goes every 2-3 years, they're gonna release a new GPU. By the time PS6 comes out, the 60 series will be out, my boy. And that should be doing deep learning super sampling 5.0 and shit like that. So like, for Sony to keep up with AMD, they're gonna have to pace themselves. You know what I mean? Because I think the Xbox One X, the Scorpio edition, whatever, it came out at the tail end, and all that power got fucking basically washed out by the new systems. You know what I mean?
Let me see your feeble PC mind. It's blinding you for how console superior people think. This is not about beating the PC at all. It has nothing to do with beating the PC. They can't beat the PC. Everyone should know by now, 30 years in the making, that you can't beat the PC.
What I'm saying is, you see with the Xbox One X, right?
Microsoft stopped. That architecture was ass.
Look, it was pretty good. The Xbox One X. Microsoft stopped making it. No, Microsoft stopped making it to force people to get the Xbox Series S because the Xbox One X outperforms the Xbox Series S. That's why.
Not in all places, though.
But in a lot of places, though, it's not big enough of a difference because the shit's still doing 4K, and the Xbox Series S doesn't do 4K. So you have to get rid of that competition. Sony doesn't want to make that mistake. What I'm saying is, don't make a mistake where you put out a Pro and then you put out, and then all of a sudden Xbox comes out with the new Xbox, and they're using that new tech, and you're stuck behind again, like Xbox got stuck behind.
But that's
So
not
you're better off waiting the 5 years and making a new system instead
that.
of making a mid-gen refresh that's not going to use too much new technology.
But that's not the point. Well, here's the thing, because again, the way that they designed the PS5 is they made the PS5 so that it wouldn't need a lot of technology. They get the best bang for the buck. They
But the
were
huge thing was what? What's the huge thing with PS5 and PS4 Pro? Checkerboard rendering. That shit took a lot of stress off the hardware.
it allowed for people to start buying 4K TVs if they wanted to do so, and get some kind of benefit with it for that cost. Again, it was never ever meant to try to beat the PC. And when you make chips in mass, you lower the price for making them in general.
Well, according to Sony, they said PC was their only competition. So I'm confused, Josh. Like Sony thought
I
PC
remember
was
Andrew House was
competition.
the one that said that shit. It was right
Yeah,
after.
but then
it was
Microsoft
low,
also said that
first announcement, bro.
Microsoft also said that Google was their competition, and we can see how that went.
Yeah,
So
in the
things,
cloud space, yes.
so the things changed. Things changed. I think at one point, whatever growth that the PC was doing, they had to slow. It wasn't going to work out. But I do feel like its purpose.
Be right back.
Okay, I do feel like its purpose, right, for making a PlayStation 4 or 5 Pro is to use their architecture, which I mean their custom made thing that they have, with the IO and stuff like that. Like I think Devil Shooter said this shit. The RAM cost allowed them to circumvent that RAM cost by adding that fast ass memory. You know what I'm saying? That helped out. That helped out a lot. So they don't
I
need that
agree.
much memory. You know what I'm saying? So they don't need to have all that. And again, they're probably going to start utilizing that same architecture again, which is still an extension of the new, what you call it, PCIe like 4.0.
4.0, yeah.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying
that's
is,
gonna lend into it when they do make the PS6.
we'll see, because I think also, I mean, let me not slack. AMD is also releasing 5.0 PCI 5.0 shit next year, I think also. So we'll see what they implement though, as far as what they do with their GPUs, because that's going to be the first line of PS5 Pros is going to use that new AMD tech that comes out next year. So we'll see what they drop.
And I
You know what
don't
I
think
mean?
that AMD is resting on their laurels either. You know what
But
I'm
right
saying?
now, the benchmarks coming out of that Alder Lake shit is smashing fucking AMD shit right now. That shit looks
But
ridiculous, bro.
so AMD didn't get a chance to make their own leap. I think they're still working on
No,
their
yeah, yeah.
pipeline,
What I'm
right?
saying is though, is AMD went all in with 4.0, and Intel waited and he just skipped over that shit, and they went
But
to 5.0.
but it's not a lost cause for doing 4.0. You know what I'm saying? There's things
No,
to
no,
be
no.
there's
The shit
things to be
still has a
learned.
lot of overhead that they haven't even
We
touched yet.
haven't even touched, and a
But
lot
the
of that
problem with
is, yeah.
PC is you're never gonna get that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, every 2 years they come up with a new GPU and a new CPU. So like you're never gonna be able to reach that ceiling anymore. Like a crisis moment will never probably happen again, because
That's a
the tech
shame.
is just so fast now. You know what I mean? Like
That's a shame. Yeah, by the time you do it, the next fucking PC would smash those that whatever that game was doing, it'll just be smashed by it. It'd be easy. But I think what they're going to end up doing, and again, it's going to help the PS6, even if it's on its own programming level. Because I think that Kraken shit helped them out too with PS4. There's some games on PS4 that was like smaller and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that they can do technology wise. So I think when it comes to ray tracing, they're going to add more components to help out with the ray tracing, so they can add more ray tracing features, such as ambient occlusion or the shadows and the reflections. You can, and global illumination. You can do all of that shit at once. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is at a lower level, but it also helps developers too. For when a PS6 comes out, they will already be, kind of privy to how to make a decent pipeline to make all that shit work as well. I mean, it all helps out, and it all lowers the cost of chips as well. When you have a demand for it and you're making a whole bunch of them, it lowers it, and it's almost guaranteed on consoles for them to make back their money, whatever they use. But the whole game was never, ever to beat a PC. It was never there. See, what Sony did with the PS5 is to give them leverage so they won't be blown out the water You know what I mean? They had to forward think, and I think, like Devil Shooter said, they had to do something because the RAM was too much fucking money. It was just something else had to be done, and they created that whole thing, which most developers are using it for fast loading. But before we go on to our last topic, did anybody want to say anything regarding how they feel about a PS5 Pro after knowing
I
this
mean,
information?
I'll definitely take one of his. If his, I'll probably buy it anyways. You know what I mean? If it's
What
worth
if
the
it's a
leap,
small? What if it's small though? Like what if it's a small ass PS5 but better?
I mean, I'll probably get it. I mean,
I don't know. I think this time around, I used to sell my PlayStation when I bought the PlayStation 1, right? Or I didn't buy it. I had to work for it. But when I ended up getting the PS1, the small PS1, and I wanted the PS2, I ended up trading the PS1 in to get the PS2. And then when I got the PS3, I ended up trading the PS2 in to get the PS3. And I think I stopped that this generation or last generation. So I got a PS4. I didn't trade the PS4 and my Pro, and then PS5. I think I have to keep that. I think I'm just gonna. By the time I get old enough, by the time the PS6 come out, I'm probably gonna have a house and everything like that. But I'm gonna create like a game room and have all the archives and its own TV, so I could just sit there and have a swivel chair and I just roll that fucking swivel chair to where I need it to be. You know, if I want to feel nostalgic and not have to wait for a definitive edition with horrible rain, repetitive rain textures, and poor performance. Either way, we're going to talk about this last topic, right? Did anybody want to say anything? Black?
Um, as far as like turning in the PlayStation 5 for PlayStation 5 Pro, I was doing like you was doing in the past, bro. I don't think I'll turn in that 5 though. That 5 is too unique, bro. I got too many good memories with it.
Yo,
Just from this
the
year alone,
struggle,
dog.
the
That
struggle
shit
to
got it.
get it.
I got the plates, my nigga. Nah, that shit got to stay, bro.
I'm
I'll
telling
cop.
you.
I'll cop the
nigga, you
Pro.
already had it for a year. They just
Not buying it.
relax.
That shit, nah, that's my baby right there. You don't
Oh
know.
fuck!
That's my
It,
baby. That's the new
it's
baby in the house. You know, it's the
Yo,
newborn,
Fado, you
man.
hear these ponies, Fado?
You know
no,
what I'm
he
saying?
said he'd be back.
Nah, I gotta
Um,
get that pro. That pro just gonna be sitting. It's gonna be sitting pretty though when it's here. But the PlayStation 4 is still gonna be. PlayStation 5 is still gonna be here. It ain't like
yo,
the PlayStation 4. I couldn't wait to get rid of that shit when I
loud
went
ass
and got my
shit,
pro.
man. For
Yeah,
screaming
I was
like
like,
that.
fuck this shit. This shit ugly. Just loud and ugly.
I never liked the look of the PlayStation 4. I think I thought it was ugly.
I
But
think
I had no problem
the
with the look. I was
PS2
just saying it's
Slim,
ugly just because I ain't.
the PS2 Slim is the most gorgeous console ever
That shit
created, though.
is fucking. I remember. You know what I
That
did?
PS2
I
Slim
was
is fire.
yo. So Black knows about how corny I could be, right? I was extra corny. I invited my friend in, and I had a whole bunch of DVD cases, and I blended in my PS 2 Slim in the DVD cases like they were all standing up, and I was like, "Oh, yo, I got that Slim," and I was like, "Can you spot it in the room?" He was like, "Well, where is it?" So corny, so corny, so corny, yo, so corny,
Josh is dumb hype.
yo, so corny, yo. He was like, "Is that it?
I think,
For
yo,
real?"
he unplugged the controller so it could blend in.
Niggas got the memory cards and shit, bruh.
Yo, it was so corny. I took all that shit
Shit,
out.
bro.
I took all that shit out, yo. I left the light on. He still didn't see it. My friend still didn't see that shit. I was like, it's right there. Where? It's right there.
That shit
Where?
them influencers be doing, bro. They be unplugging they shit so they can get a perfect picture of they shit. Like, bruh, that shit don't work like that.
No plug and shit like that. I remember
It is not functional like that. Nigga.
somebody said that
It's
about the
perfect
PS4, the
picture.
PS5, yo. They were like, it's not even plugged in. I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking demo unit. It's COVID out there. Shut your ass up. Anyway, um, the last thing I want to say is how can I put this? Because the last topic is people on social media talking about they're going to sell their PlayStation 5 because of games going to PC. There's no point to it. And we touched upon it earlier. Even earlier in the conversation, like before we even got into the topics, uh, about how ridiculous people are on social media. Like no one, I feel like very little people plays video games on social media. You know what I'm saying? And if they do play video games, they are recording their they basically do a strategy guide or whatever the case is, and then they say, "Oh, I beat this game." Like I feel like it's not genuine. Like when Black and I platinum Returnal, that was for us, our own personal. I didn't do it for accolades. I did it for my own accomplishment. At least I can speak for myself. I did it for me. These people are doing it just to show fucking gamer tag. Like I've never liked that trend, showing your gamer tag or what or PSN just to prove that you play fucking video games. If you have to prove that you play video games, that means that you're not really playing video games like that, because you wouldn't be a part of that conversation. But the ridiculousness of it, people talking about I won't sell my PS5, but I get a PC, and that's fine. That's fine. There's Black and Jemiah got they already have the two combos, and to be honest with you, a lot of people do. Even when the exclusives weren't even
Incarnation.
going. Say again.
That's a Centaur Nation.
Centaur, just a fucking
We're
hybrid
on the
ass
rise,
bitch.
nigga. We're on the rise. Niggas don't see us coming, but we out there.
But
We don't talk much. We just do our thing. You know what I mean? We out here.
you know, like I said before, everything has a purpose. Like I'll play some cell phone games when I'm on a plane.
Oh hell no.
When I'm on a plane, I'll do something like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my most ideal place of gaming, but I definitely would play it in that regard.
Traveling or some shit like that. I probably
Mhm.
watching a movie. I probably watch a movie over playing a game on a fucking airplane.
It's rare for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? But like I wouldn't play a racing game or Call of Duty or anything like that on the phone. It'd be something really fucking simple. You know what I'm saying? Popping bubbles or some shit like that. Nothing crazy. And that's only when the plane is about to take off. You know what I'm saying? Once it takes off, then I'm either watching a movie or I pull out my Vita and I'll play that shit. But my whole this this dissatisfaction with how people roll, talking about you're gonna sell your PS5. Bitch, I want to see the fucking receipts. You talking all that shit. Let me see the receipts on social media. Now that's what I want to see. Trying like little babies. I said this earlier. I was talking about this, Black, about how selfish people are and how dramatic people are. Like I get it. GTA Definitive Edition looks spooky to some people, right? But the witch hunt, you know what I'm saying? The constant fucking barrage of stuff over and over again. We get it. You don't like the fucking game or console. Shut company decision. Shut the fuck up and talk with your fucking actions. It's just annoying. Like, did you like Black? Did you see that shit?
Yeah,
People,
see it. It's kind of a catch-22 though, right? Like if we don't make noise about it, right? They'll continue to put out a product that we don't want. But if we just shut up, then then we get the benefit of not hearing people complaining, right? You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know, does like what you gonna do, dog? Like you gotta let these niggas know. You know what I'm saying? Besides, like, cause they don't care about the quiet niggas. You know what I'm saying?
no
Who's not buying
company
this shit.
care about it. You know what I'm
They
saying?
care about the loud customer, the one who's making them look bad. You know what I'm saying? So if they got people out there making them look bad, they're like, damn, we gotta comply. Cause just like I said the other day, I mean, like Jemiah said, he had to make noise for Amazon to go, to honor whatever his discrepancy was. You know what I'm saying? But when he tried to handle it quietly, directly with them, they wasn't about it. They was like, fuck you.
Exactly.
Sometimes
Niggas,
it's
like I did
needed.
it email them
As
niggas.
annoying as it is, you gotta make some noise, and you gotta talk about this shit. Let these niggas know that, hey, man, this is a concern. There's a lot of people that care about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people they put the shit out on Twitter because I don't know whatever their goal is, whatever that they're trying to do. Sometimes it's for the clicks, but sometimes people are genuine. They want to put the shit out there. Hey, man, y'all don't have this problem. I'm having this problem. They shouldn't do this. I think they should do this with their next game. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they get traction, sometimes they don't. Some
And
people are more passionate about it than others. But yeah, I see it. I know. I understand where you're coming from at the
the
same
whole
time.
thing is let it be valid. You know what I'm saying? That is, if you're having a genuine concern, you would imagine. Okay, so I'm in an apartment, right? And if my toilet was broken, what's the first thing I would do? What's the first thing that you would do?
You hit up the manager.
Would you go to social media right off the bat?
No, not
Look
right
at
off the
this
bat. Hell no.
crazy ass thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because you mentally, You
Some
wouldn't.
people would nowadays. Like this is
I know.
this is the
I know.
generation.
Some
I
niggas
mean,
gonna post it. Look what
I'm
happened
talking
to
about.
Niggas
I'm
would be on IG live at the office like, yo, I'm on IG live. I'm at the office right now. My fucking sink fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, nigga. Like, this is a new age,
I
Josh.
mean, I know.
Yeah, it's a little
Bro.
different. Like this ain't a massive company that own your building, bro. It's like a little private. No, whatever it is. These niggas ain't as huge as Sony or as huge as Take Two. You know what I'm saying? So that little that direct approach isn't always gonna work as good.
But at
You know
least,
what I'm saying?
but again, in my logical mind, I go to the source, right?
Right.
I'm like, okay, so it fucked up. Let me see what they say about it. And then, like, if I went to Sony and I was like, hey, yo, I did it with Watch Dogs. I ain't even gonna lie. I heard all of the bad reviews for Watch Dogs Legion, and I knew about the policy. And
Yeah.
I sat there and I called Sony. I was like, yo, is there anything that you could do? And they were like, no, fam, you already downloaded it. I was like, you right. You're right. I ate that.
That's good. You right. You right.
Because like I knew it was shitty. I knew it was. So I was like, I'm gonna make this shit work. I'm gonna try to make this shit lit.
You
You
bought
know
it
what I'm
anyway.
saying? Bro, you know what I said when I first got this shit, when I first got Watch Dogs Legions, I was like, y'all don't know how to play the game. I'm gonna make a legion of bitches. I'm gonna recruit nothing but bitches, yo, badass bitches. All of them look like fucking hardcore LA lesbians. Every one of them on the
Trying
street.
to pimp them. He was trying to pimp all of them. Pimp them out.
I'm like, y'all don't even look that good. I'm like, and then the gameplay sucked too. So I was like, I can't even fuck with this shit, y'all. I was like, yo, Sony, is there anything you could do about this? They was like, nah, fam. Nah.
Quick question, dog. This shit off topic like a motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Yo, Jemiah, you probably would be able to answer this, dog. Does Watch Dogs, the original Watch Dogs, does it look really good on PC, like how they advertise it? I know the console version look like trash.
I mean, I seen what you call it? It's like I don't know if it was modern or not. I seen modern versions that look crazy, but I never played it on PC. I never played it at all, to be honest. So.
There's a code. If you go into the code, when they showed the game at E3, they disable all of that. You can turn all of that on. And to be honest with you, I'm just gonna say from my experience, it was never like it was a good looking game, but it wasn't like it's not too far off on the console. It is a difference, but it ain't like that damn far off.
Bruh, I've seen some modded versions of that shit. That shit look I fucking like,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah, modded version. I'm talking about what they showed at E3 versus
That's
what.
what that's what I'm saying though. That's why I always get like people like it don't look no different on PC because the devs aren't doing that. Because if the devs did that, you would feel some type of way. Like look at that little ass blurb with God of War. Now all these dudes are upset. Like why are you trying to make it better on PC? Because if they did every time, you dudes would be in your feelings every single time about that shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Like
it's crazy because like not only that, but you got like this. And Devil Shooter says this too. This is what I kind of wanted to start it. You say by the time Sony goes full PC, PS5 won't sell for too much. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Let me stop. But it's not just about the Grand Theft Auto, you know what I mean? But it's like yes, you do need to voice your opinion when shit is fucked up, right? You definitely do. But the irrationalness on online. I played that
but
game for a
you
straight.
expect people to be rational online though, Josh? Like come on.
I mean, I'm fairly rational. Black is fairly rational. You're fairly rational. Fatal's fairly rational. Yeah, I
We're
kind of expect a
The
individuals,
little
fuck you
though.
bit.
mean I am, bitch?
We're individuals. We're not people.
You mean like as a whole?
Exactly. Like, I mean, you probably only seen like a bunch of negative comments. I've seen comments of people saying the game was okay, whatever. So like,
I did
is
too.
it, you know
I
what I mean?
hearted it.
I don't know why you so hurt though. It's like
I don't know
you
why. You know what? You know what, Jemiah? I don't know why
hurt.
either. I don't know why I'm going on this crusade. I don't know it either. I don't. You know what it is? What he say? He means the resale value will be a lot lower. Resale? I don't remember him saying anything about resale. They're not selling the
Who?
console. He's talking about like if they go full PC. I interpret it as they won't sell that many consoles. But I'm like, I beg to differ because the PS2 didn't have that many that many fucking,
Exclusives.
exclusives. You know what I'm saying? And still sold what it sold. Even if you do account for a different time. If you look at now, third party sells gangbusters on fucking consoles. You know, consoles, quote. But okay, so Grand Theft Auto, it wasn't up to people's liking. And we'll get back to that in a second. But what about Sony releasing games on PC a year or 2 years into it? Do you think that's warranted? People screaming, talking about somebody's going to sell their PS5?
That's irrational because that has nothing to do with you. You don't own Sony. You don't own the board. You're not fucking. You know what I mean?
That's
You're
what
just a
I'm saying.
customer.
Like you divide on it. Why? Yeah, you keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. The answer to me is simple. You get a PC and wait. It's to me it's easy. Or get both. Have both. And you can get two. I like mentally I don't get it. I seen J Tech every chance he can get, he's talking about that shit. I don't feel like it's right. Like what Wayne, like what you say again, Magnificent Black about Gran Turismo? You wanna share with everybody?
You said Gran Turismo or yeah, Gran Turismo. Yeah, that should go on the PC, bro.
First of all, you
That
said
shit going, bro.
PlayStation 2 had way more exclusives than any other console. Correct. We're talking about first party exclusives. That's the crux of this conversation. That's the crux of this conversation. Is it with what Sony's providing now? Is it that is going to really make or break the console sales versus back in PS2 days when they had Gran Turismo and SOCOM? Ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
People didn't buy the PS2 for those games. They didn't sell that great. They didn't sell 20 million or even 10 million. Well, the only one is Gran Turismo. And you're right. They're all third party. There's a lot of things going on with that one, but PlayStation exclusives is not selling the consoles is what the fanboys want you to believe. It's not. That was my whole point for the first subject. It is not selling these guys. It's not making these games, these consoles fly off the shelf. It's not. It's the console itself that's doing it. The console is doing it.
I kind of
Man,
disagree
you
with
said
that.
that with so much fucking passion, bro. Your camera
I
was fucking
think that
shaking.
I think that this is what the thing is, right? Like people will buy one exclusive based off the console, and then they'll just branch out from there. Maybe they're not really gonna be a hardcore first party buyer, but that one game did make them buy that console. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
I
people
get
buy
that.
Nintendo for Mario. Like they know they can only get Mario on Nintendo. You know what I mean?
But they're not even
So
buying anything else. They just buying straight exclusives. I mean, which is funny because you got micro markets. You know what I'm saying? Because even though consoles do what they do, Nintendo's in its own micro market where third
let's
party don't sell
not
shit.
let's not fuck around and act like Nintendo is not making amazing first party content for their fucking fan base. You know what
Oh
I
no,
mean?
no, I know
Like,
that, but third parties doing shit too.
but like
Yeah.
I said though, like their fan base isn't about that third party shit though. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like
but
niggas
That's
who play
to be
Animal
fair,
Crossing,
yeah. I mean,
people,
to be fair though, Jemiah, fucking like some games this time around, this generation on the Switch, are actually doing pretty well from a third party standpoint
yeah,
compared to
but
what
somebody
they were
who's
doing
playing
this
Animal
generation.
Crossing is not gonna be fucking
No,
playing
I know that.
fucking
I know that,
Doom fucking
but I'm
Eternal
still
nigga.
giving
You
credit
know
to
what
these
I mean?
third
Like,
parties for like pushing more than what they normally would on a Nintendo console. Period. That's basically
Look,
what I'm trying to get
I'm
at.
not in the business of splitting
Excuse
hairs.
me.
I don't got time for no splitting hairs. What do you say, Black?
No, I was coughing. My bad.
I don't got time for no splitting hairs. The splitting
You
hair
got good shit.
situation,
what you talking about?
you know what I mean? Like it's sold a little bit more. The Nintendo's fan base and its market is not fucking with third party like that. The net of
No,
it.
I know they're not, but at the same time, third parties are at least making a little bit of money on the side compared to what they normally fucking make, or else they would stop supporting the
But we're
Switch.
not talking about the third party. We're talking about the demographic.
Well, either way, I'm just fucking throwing that out there.
Okay,
Jesus fucking
okay,
Christ.
okay. You
Fuck
just
you, man.
then just say I'm throwing it out there because
I'm just throwing it out
you
there.
you
Man.
have
Just
you
throwing it
had
out there.
me going in a whole different direction. I'm like, wait a
No,
minute,
no, no,
mother.
no, 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 no. My bad, my bad. No, that wasn't my intention. Yeah, no, I was just slipping that in there real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Slipping
hey, you don't talk
That's
about no
wrong.
slipping in
Oh, you
here.
got to.
wait. Really? We're going that route? Really?
Pause.
Pause.
That's
He
that
just pushing the panties to the side. That's all he
You
doing.
already,
You know what I'm saying?
you already whispered it. He whispered it. I'm slipping it in there. Hey!
Right in there. Pause.
First of all, Umar, Gran Turismo 3 and 4, are you insinuating that people bought the PlayStation 2 for just Gran Turismo and then stayed for the rest of the things? Is that what you're telling me?
I wasn't gonna agree with that.
Exactly
GT2 sold consoles, nigga. There's
G-
my boy got the
Gran
GT2
Turismo
console
did, yeah.
pack, the bundle.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about later. I'm talking about later on in life. I mean, later, not life. Later on in the console life.
Later on in life. Jesus
What?
Christ. Shut up, Josh.
By the by the time Grand Theft Auto came out in 2001 and all other stuff, it was a lot of different things that you could have played, and Gran Turismo didn't carry that console. All 155 million people wasn't fucking with Gran
Bro.
Turismo like that.
I remember playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, bro. That game was fucking fire, bro.
That shit was fire. I bought that shit. I broke
I
bank to
bought
get that
shit
game.
too. That game was fucking amazing.
I still have it. I made look
So
when I
much
get
fun.
when I get my house, I'm buying a monitor for each console.
Listen, if they ever bring out PS2 content, like game-wise on like PS Now or PlayStation in general, dude, man, that better be one of the games that definitely goes up there, dude. Because I'll buy that. That game was hella fucking fun.
But yeah, I mean,
that's the main reason why. That's the main reason why I enjoyed Miles Morales so much, man, because it reminded me a lot like that game, like as far as the flow goes.
Miles Morales is much to me. Miles Morales is much better than the 2018 Spider-Man.
I know.
Maybe the storyline has some things here and there, but like it felt better to swing.
Animations and music made a big difference for me.
Man, I couldn't stand the music,
bro.
I'm look after this podcast. It was garbage. After this podcast,
it was garbage.
It was.
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my food. I'm gonna make my food. I'm gonna be like do.
Josh is gonna sit there, put that motherfucker on, dude, man, and sit there and stare at fucking Miles Morales' fucking headphones, bro.
That fingerprint, yo, you missed it. That fingerprint. It was they had a fingerprint. I was like, yo,
that fingerprint was in the base PS4.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No,
I took a picture of it.
Nope.
I took a picture of it.
No, put it in Discord.
I will. I will. Give me a minute. I'll show it to you, man. Because this is the PS4 base version. That fingerprint was all accountable for, dude. Because even Thrash tried bringing that shit up, and I was like, no, motherfucker. It's on the PS4 base version as well.
What fingerprint?
Oh, is it? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Devil Shooter. That is a rational explanation. And that's a rational thing. I'm not that you proven things to me, but I appreciate that. That's rational. I don't have anything to say about that. But people that's talk about I'm going to sell my PlayStation 5 because it's devaluing the console, putting things on PC at any fucking stretch is irrational to me. It's irrational. Me personally, I won't game on PC. I don't like it. I just don't. That's just me. You know what I mean? I put my money in other places. Like I said.
This is Josh be acting.
Who?
That's when I hear niggas like, I'm not gonna play on PC.
Yo, you can't even. It's everything. Everything gives you a virus. Everything.
Then 5 months later, when a game get announced for PC, yeah, I'm not even making PC. Like word.
First of all, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen.
It's like niggas be acting. Wait till like one certain game go to PC.
You talking about me? You talking about me, or you talking about?
Yeah, you.
Bitch.
Talk about your bitch ass. You gotta get in line with the rest of these fuck niggas.
Nah,
get in line, nigga. Centaur Nation, nigga.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I'm kind of a Centaur a little bit with this busted ass PC, but it ain't no game gonna go in there.
No. They got a laptop.
Hey, he low key got a laptop with a 2080.
He got a laptop.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, I got a laptop too. My laptop's a pile of shit, bro.
This nigga feel bad. Badass.
And by the way, Josh, the picture I just posted, there you go. Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Where did you post it at? Because I don't see nothing.
It's in the chat room. Fucking the do not post. Oh, post this fucking chat. My bad. I posted in the wrong chat, but whatever. Fuck you. You can delete it yourself after you click on it. I'll zoom in and you'll be able to see it.
Let me take a look here. Hold on. Oh my! Is this
your Pro ain't shit, bro. Your PS5 ain't shit, son.
I don't see the fingerprint though.
Zoom the fuck in.
I did.
Look.
It's not there.
No, you didn't.
That's not
Motherfucker,
there. Not
see,
there.
look at that smirk. Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Josh being fucking being
Motherfucker
obtuse
gloating
and
about,
shit.
man, it looks so good on the PS5. Dude, it looks just
Nope.
as good on the PS4, bro, minus
That-
reflections. Ray tracing.
that's
Congratulations, bro.
that's basically what the difference is. I'm just
Yeah,
fucking
that's
with
all it
this.
is.
It's really
That's all it is.
Oh,
Dude.
his
It
hair.
Still, it still looks immaculate,
He
though,
has
on
more hair. He
PS5.
has
Don't get it
more.
twisted.
He has more hair.
Yeah, it looks fucking like
It's
better detailed. Sure,
the
higher textures and shit for
hair is
sure, but
thinner and more
that game was
hairs
awesome, though.
in his scalp or whatever the case is. So
Josh, now who's splitting hairs?
Ooh.
you're corny for that joke.
Ooh.
Niggas love that.
I saw what you did there. You corny as hell, man. Hairs. But yeah, that's what I was saying. So before we wrap it up, I just wanted to kind of, most of the shit that I wanted to talk about was in the beginning. I just feel like these are some fake ass PlayStation people telling me they're going to sell their PlayStation 5. I want to see all the receipts before you talk about that. That's what I want to see.
Facts.
Let me see your PC too that you supposedly have gotten,
Yeah,
because you're so butthurt. You're so butthurt about Sony putting games on the fucking console, as if that somehow makes it invalidates your PS5 somehow. Like, if you have enough money to dish out the $2,000, $1,500, $2,000, I mean, you clearly know the difference at this point in time. Like, okay, yeah, I'm buying a PlayStation 5 because I don't want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a PC. And if you already have a PC, I don't want to spend $800 on the components that makes it equal to a PS5. So it's like, I mean, it's clear as day as to what a console is, its purpose is. And it goes back to the first topic, really. People were buying PS2s and the consoles when PCs were already there. And honestly, I think that the reason why PCs is selling more is because of the console like gaming is bleeding in more and more. So they're starting to cross pollinate. There's some things that are on PC that's going to consoles and vice versa. I think that eventually there's going to be one fucking, I wouldn't say one platform. You know what? I want to say this. Could you repeat what you said, Jemiah, about the whole the difference between each launcher before we close out? And what the purpose of a launcher would be, like if Sony were to do one. You were saying something.
Like, the launcher basically just launches the game, and but you have your store, right? Your storefront. So Epic, GOG, Steam, they're all storefronts, but then they launch the games through the developer's launcher. You know what I mean? So for Sony to create their own storefront, it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? And then for Sony to create their own launcher, that would indicate that they're trying to have their own storefront. You get what I'm saying?
So you think that they will never ever make a storefront?
Because you see how Rockstar only released GTA through fucking their own launcher, and then that shit, huh?
Did it come out on Steam in any capacity, or you just really had
not
to
at all.
get it? That's fucking wild.
So now you can no longer buy GTA Trilogy on PC at all because it only came on that one fucking launcher.
So how does it boot up? What's booting up the game?
Rockstar fucking launcher, whatever it's called. I think it's called.
It's like a virtual PC. That's what a launcher is, almost.
A launcher just runs the executable file basically, like,
and it sends it to the computer components.
But these fucking developers make it so that you have to launch the game through the launcher, otherwise sometimes it won't launch. You know what I mean?
So you couldn't make it launch in Steam's launcher.
Steam doesn't have a launcher. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's just a store.
Yeah. So
okay.
Every time I fucking click on Mass Effect, it opens Origin no matter what. You know what I mean? I can't stop from opening Origin, and it probably won't let me play the game if I fucking don't let it authenticate through Origin. It's basically like a kind of like a DRM now. They use that basically like DRM to make sure like you're playing the game through their shit. You know what I mean?
So there was no
even though
you
can crack that and get around that easily.
So what about a store itself? You don't foresee that happening either?
I mean, for Sony to have a store, they will also have to sell third-party games also. I mean,
Why
like,
do they
you know what I
have to
mean?
sell that though? Why?
Because what are they just gonna sell? Like 6 games, 7 games? Like, you know what I mean?
They
Like,
keep buying studios, so
but
eventually.
if they made a store right now, they would only have like 5 games on the store if they didn't have any third-party games.
Okay, so let's play devil's advocate. Let's say they have 20 games. Would it be worth it then?
No. Why would I want to go start a new library somewhere with fucking 20 games? And maybe I want one of the games. So
Okay.
maybe I wanted to get Horizon and God of War on PC, but then like I don't care about Days Gone or fucking Ghost or whatever the fuck. Like, so I have this whole separate library of games that I can't really manage that are on this other launcher. That's why Epic, people didn't want to go to Epic, even though Epic tried to force the hand and give out all these free games and shit and get exclusive time and things. People would like no, you know what I mean? And that allowed Steam to then turn around and say, if you don't put your fucking games on our shit the same in a like a timely fashion, then you can't have it on Steam at all. And that made all the developers back down from trying to put shit on Epic, and that's why Epic went back to the goddamn graveyard.
Okay. So Fatal, do you see, since you game on PC too? Do you see? Well, wait. What about Microsoft? Don't they have a launcher or a store?
Yeah.
You have the Xbox app.
So is that successful or not?
No, because people buy
No,
their
it's
games on
crap.
Steam.
So what's the purpose of it if you can get it on Steam?
It's just the
The
way
gamer
that
score is the score.
yeah, like if the people want to play the games on the Xbox app, like if people want to be loyal to Microsoft, then that's where they can play at. You know what I mean? But for people who want to keep all their games on one library, who the hell is that?
Fucking Eddie.
Yeah, so but for the people who want to keep their games on Steam, they play it on Steam. You know what I mean? So like it's just options basically.
Okay, so it doesn't stop you from getting the Xbox games on Steam.
No,
It's just. But what about the achievements?
I don't think so because I never got any achievements unlocked.
Fado, do you know if there's any achievements? Fado,
What's sorry?
do
Sorry,
you
what?
know on PC? He said, "What? Sorry." They're confused.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Steam has their own achievements.
No, no,
Let
no,
me
no,
see.
no. I'm not talking about Steam. I'm talking about Xbox. Is there any achievements on the Xbox store?
Xbox app,
It's the
yeah,
same as the
On the
Xbox.
Xbox app? Yeah,
it's the
it's
same
same
as
exact.
Xbox.
Yeah,
It's the
So
same
that
thing.
It's all,
so
it's all connected. Yeah.
so you get, if you're on console, it raises the score as well.
yes.
Yep.
It's the
Okay.
same. It's the same account, yeah.
All right. Cool. So let me ask
But
you
like,
this.
you can't buy Call of Duty Vanguard on Steam. You can only buy it on BattleNet. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. So they don't tap into the fan base or the user base of Steam.
No, because Activision knows Call of Duty is a big enough
Should sell on its
thing to
own.
have it on. And also, I don't think Call of Duty is big on PC like that.
I don't think
You know
so
what I mean?
either.
Because like CS:GO has 1 million players daily for like the last fucking 1,000 years.
it
like, like,
Battlefield's
really
geez.
bigger
do.
on
It
PC
really do.
than Call of Duty.
Say again.
Yeah, Battlefield's bigger than on PC than Call of
It
Duty.
is. It is. And you can buy Battlefield on Steam.
Yeah, you can buy Battlefield on Steam and also on Origin, which is EA's actual app or launcher and storefront.
So Fatal, do you feel like there's a need to put their games on Steam? I'm sorry, make their own. I'm sorry, I fucked up there. Looking at something. To put their games on their own launcher. Do you feel like that they could do that?
Yeah.
Do you want them to? Like, would it be?
I mean, I really don't care if they do or not, personally, because I don't really game a lot on PC anyways to begin with. But I mean,
Fair enough. Fair
eh,
enough. What about
don't
you?
bother me any.
What about you, Black?
I mean,
We
I don't
talked
know.
about that
Like
before, but
me as a
I feel like
customer.
now before you answer that, we
Yeah.
talked about this before, but with more clarity from Jemai because he's really entangled in this shit.
It's entanglement.
Entanglements. He'd be having entanglements with these consoles.
I mean, just me as the customer, right? Like, I would like the opportunity to have my trophies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just from a consumer standpoint. and then keep the shit on Steam. Like, why not? That shit ain't hurting me by being on Steam. The people who want to play on Steam, play it on Steam. If you want to buy it directly from Sony, maybe Sony gives you incentive. They have a sale. The same way they do third party games now on PlayStation. Maybe they have a sale for that game, so maybe you want to buy it from there because it's on sale. Maybe
But
not.
yeah, but the thing is, like I said, like if PlayStation created their own launcher, right? Even if you bought the game on Steam, it would still open through the PlayStation launcher. You know what I mean? The only
That's
thing would be is the game you bought the game at on Steam, so Steam took a percentage, and it's in your Steam library. But it'll also
I
be in
don't
your
care about the store.
PlayStation
I just want the
launcher.
ability to have my trophy. So if they have a PlayStation launcher, then I
No,
don't think that.
that's what I'm saying. The difference
Yeah.
is though is you still have your PlayStation account on your PlayStation launcher, but it'll just be linked to your Steam account, and then every time you open the game through Steam, it will just launch that launcher in the background, and you'll still get all your shit. That's how the launchers work. You know what I mean? Because like if I buy like Far Cry 6 on Steam, it's still gonna open UPlay no matter what I do. I can't stop it from opening UPlay. You know what I mean? So I still get achievements and shit through UPlay for playing the game on Steam. You get what I'm saying, Josh? Like Steam is
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
launcher; it's a storefront, which people always confuse. Like
It's really
the
hard. The
reason,
concept is to me is beyond. It's not hard to understand, but it's beyond me. That's all. So if you buy a game on Steam, where is it launched? Like, let's say it doesn't have the what do you call it? The store, the Epic or whatever the case is. Where is it launching to? If it doesn't have any other, if the company that made the game, the publisher, doesn't have their own launcher, so where would it launch? Oh,
I
well, you know
don't.
what? The example,
I
Horizon,
think
for Horizon Zero Dawn, where is that launching from?
it just launched from the executable.
So directly to your computer.
Yeah, it launches from the files in your computer.
Okay.
So most likely they probably will make a launcher, but just have simultaneous release. My question to you, Black, is: Do you is PlayStation only trophies to you?
No, it's just I don't know. Like I said, I didn't start trophy hunting. That shit didn't really matter to me till this gen. But it's something that I like now. So like, if I want it, I'm gonna ask for it. You know what I'm saying?
So do you
Like
find
some of these
yourself?
niggas,
Let's if they add the trophy thing, do you find yourself just completely moving
like
over to?
I found myself buying games, even though I have a PC that runs all of my games better, or the same games that I could buy on PC. I play them on PlayStation. Sometimes I choose that because of the trophies, because I got this new hobby to collect trophies now.
Mm,
I play it on PlayStation over PC sometimes. So I'm saying if they put some of the if they give me the ability to get trophies on PC, I have less of a reason to play it on PlayStation, and I can play it on my PC as well now too. You know
Especially
what I'm
if it's the
saying?
same account.
Yeah, if it's the
so
same account and I'm able to sign into my PSN
which I
and still
think,
buy it off of Steam, I don't give a fuck where I pay it at. As long as I'm able to get my trophies and I get to have all my achievements in one spot, then I'm cool.
which is
I
what I
think
think.
eventually Sony will create a launcher just for like security purposes,
Right,
and
Right.
also to get all their games like
in
just
one
to make sure
place.
the games are running properly. You know what I mean?
But you know
So
what?
yeah,
I
but
want to.
it'll still be sold in the Steam store, in the Epic store, GOG store, shit like that.
It'd just be like complimentary, if anything, on your PC to make things easier. If you want to just have that Sony library or whatnot, or if you just don't want to have the Steam portion or whatever the case is, like well, if you do buy it off of Steam, it's going to launch PSN launcher. Here's the thing. Before we close out, this is the last thing I want to say, and I don't need any kind of like input. I guess you can take this to go. I was thinking about how Discord was going to be incorporated from PC to PSN, and this is something totally different. What I believe is that Discord will not allow, well, Discord on PlayStation will not allow you to to actually communicate via chat with people from Discord, like both ways. But I feel like it'll only use like the thread portion of Discord. Consequently, you probably will be able to talk to people one way in PSN. Like if you have a PS5 and you launch the Discord app, you'll be able to see your friends and stuff like that and talk to them, and they can talk to you. But I feel like you can't just exclusively use Discord in that case. If that makes sense, if that makes any sense. I was just thinking about that. This is just something I was just thinking about, like that type of and incorporating PC gaming and stuff like that, or the PC launcher and stuff like that. Like you'd be able to talk to people in Discord. Um, but I'm trying to think what it sounded better in my head earlier, but I'm thinking to myself,
Yeah. Next time, keep it there, Bucko.
shut your
Like,
ass up. What I'm saying is that
what are you trying to say, nigga?
I'm trying to get it together. I had it right.
Nah,
So
it's gonna be a limited experience. They're not gonna put the whole PC experience on the PlayStation. That shit wouldn't make sense. Like first off, you need a keyboard and a mouse. So they're gonna the thing that the big takeaway from Discord is the ability to talk to niggas on PC. So you're gonna be able to have they're gonna have some type of integrated chat or option to go into Discord chat and go into the PlayStation chat. Or maybe they're all combined into one thing. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't think that
But
I don't think that they're gonna use a chat system because they said that they're gonna have they
well,
need
I'm
to.
saying chat. I'm talking about like the actual voice chat. Is what
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The thread portion of it, like when we the whole when Fatal put the picture in there,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they're gonna move over, basically.
Doesn't PlayStation already have that already, though?
It used to have some sort of community type feature that it took off, and people were like, "What the fuck
Oh, you
happened?"
mean a community type? Nah.
You don't think so?
That's
You
gonna be hard to
crazy?
regulate on PlayStation, bruh.
Like, bruh, like they already.
Sony said that they were gonna make an answer to that, and I don't know what it is.
Do you think Sony want niggas posting just dicks and shit all over the place?
Why would I be
Like,
Man,
dicks?
like
Why I
all
gotta
this
dicks?
not safe for work
look,
shit, nigga.
I
Niggas be
don't.
in Discord with,
Yeah,
bruh. I
like
don't know, G.
Discord is what it is because like you're allowed to do certain shit. Sony like Stardust's name, right? I was playing with Stardust on Back for Blood. The fucking they put asterisks over tard. So Stardust is one letter, it's one word. So for tard, they put all asterisks. So it's like S asterisk 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 asterisk
Who did?
UST. Sony does
Oh
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Mhm.
whoever's they're censoring shit already. So you think they want to have this third party app that allows niggas the freedom to do whatever they want? And then how are you gonna police that? Because if Discord allows it, how is Sony gonna say you can't allow it because it's on our system? You're already starting conflict. So niggas on PC could be posting dicks and shit and not getting banned, but you're
Why
getting
gotta
banned on
be
your
dicks
PS5
though?
because it's just the most heinous shit that niggas don't like to see. Like niggas don't want to see a dick, bro. Like nobody wants to see a dick, not even niggas. Like you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Or especially if it's like just butt naked chicks. That's oh my god, that's degrading women.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
way
yeah.
too much of a fucking. That's
So
the whole slippery slope. Why would you put that over there? Voice chat is good enough. You know what I mean?
okay,
They're
so the
already
only
All you
thing
need it for, really. You can use your phone to do everything else.
so the only thing that they would use it for is you're not going to be able to just launch Discord. You're just going to be able to talk to people and they talk to you, essentially.
yeah. Because I think like this is gonna
Okay.
be the whole what's the shit called crossplay chat. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
especially when they do that PC incentive. If people don't want to go on there and they want to just be Discord, they can do that. Okay, I can see that.
So, like even games like Final Fantasy 14 where
But
you can play on Xbox and shit. Can
I
you play
just
on
don't.
Xbox? No.
Mm-hmm.
Can you play well, certain MMOs coming out too? They're gonna be certain games are gonna be Xbox, PC, and PlayStation.
I
So
think
instead of
they already have the other Final Fantasy is cross platform, isn't it, Black?
I thought it was on Xbox. I'm not sure.
Which one?
The
Final
one that's
Fantasy 14.
the Final Fantasy
The
MMO.
MMO? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
that's PlayStation and PC. And PlayStation PC exclusive. And
Yeah,
it's
I don't
cross.
think it's on Xbox. I think because Xbox
Yeah.
didn't want to do crossplay at the time. But like
Yeah.
games like Lost Ark or New World or whatever dumbass game is coming out, they're gonna be able to be like, listen, instead of using like Xbox Live to talk or PSN to talk or whatever to talk, just use Discord. It's already integrated.
Yep.
Everybody can just build Discord. We don't have to mix our fucking servers. We don't have to fuck around with Sony shit. You know what I mean? And Discord handles all the fucking like I guess legality of it. I guess.
I'm gonna have to
And
think
all
about that on
the
myself because
and
I'm kind of
Discord
you're
could
absolutely
also
right,
oversee all the punishments and violations. They don't have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
and you're absolutely right. I'm gonna have to take that shit on offline and shit like that, and just think about it because they said that they were gonna incorporate some sort of community type of situation as well, and I don't know how they're gonna do that. They said they were gonna do a whole overall with the with their operating system too. But it's been 1 year so far, so I would imagine next year they're gonna have a whole bunch of crazy shit happening anyway. And I do think that eventually they're gonna allow you to make cards and send the cards to people as well. Yeah. So thanks, Umar. I appreciate it. By the way, we're gonna end the stream here. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna break the most important piece of the stream into its own video. Thank you, Ken or TGK. Black, thank you for jumping in. Jemiah, of course. Fado, Eddie tried to be in here. That's Psycho Manus. He had to leave. Late ass nigga. You can tell he black. And I think that's it, really. I appreciate you guys really making it lit here. We're gonna end it here, so it won't go too far. Respect people's time, so I'm gonna do respect niggas' time.
I got a wife and kids.
Y'all told me before, right? Oh, you should just naturally let it, because I was so strict on that shit, yo. And then I mean, I would like to do it. It's just like, cause I don't have anywhere to go, but I feel like I just gotta respect people's time. I do.
I mean, if they don't want to listen, they can stop listening. But
Not no,
sometimes
not
it's good to
them,
have.
not them. I'm talking about the people that join in the podcast. That's all.
Oh, they can.
Like I already told you, like if I had like a problem with time, I'm gonna just let you know I gotta go, dog. It ain't no
Yeah,
fucking big deal, dog. Like don't
niggas
stop
ain't
the
scared to leave.
conversation if you're having a good conversation. Show me no
Niggas
sense.
ain't scared to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dog. I gotta go. I gotta go. Nigga. So I'll let you know.
'Cause
Hey, I got hit, dog.
when I play D&D, I'm out, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's rap. Like,
But yeah, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next week. I gotta think about some subjects to talk about. Gotta think about that. I feel like this one was pretty good.